Live from Kerrywood Field, Lane Tech Baseball is on the air. The 19th ranked champions look to make it 2-0 on the year, but in their way, a strong Warren Township Blue Devils team who look to make it 3 straight wins over Lane Tech here on a windy, cold Friday afternoon from Roscoe Village, Chicago. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Alex Burstein in the press box here at Kerrywood Field. It's sunny, but do not let that fool you. A very, very cold day here in Chicago, but some very, very hot arms on the mound here tonight as Lane Tech takes on Warren. It'll be a battle of 2 Division I pitching recruits tonight. Right now on the mound, you see Lane Tech's very own Josh Katz set to make his season debut on the mound. The Penn baseball commit played on Wednesday as a designated hitter, hit an inside the park home run actually against Niles West, but he will make his defensive debut tonight. Had a very good summer, obviously got his commitment to Penn this summer, and now he is going to look to have a strong final high school season for the reigning Jackie Robinson North Conference Pitcher of the Year. He was excellent last year, got the win in the city title game Lane Tech had over Brooks, and will look to continue that success into the 2023 campaign. As for Warren Township, they have a Pac-12 commit on the mound tonight. That's going to be the Arizona State University commit, Adam Behrens. Lane Tech faced off against him last year, has a very strong arm, can pitch into the upper 80s. Head coach Clinton Smothers said the last couple of months he's been adding some velocity to his mounts, to his arm, so he may have even be up into the 90s. A lot of speed on the pitch of Adam Behrens, and he will be on the mound in the bottom half of the first inning. Looks like we're actually going to be getting started a couple minutes early here today, so we'll quickly take you through the starting lineups. First, defensively for the Lane Tech champions, it's going to be Tyler Trapp at second base tonight to go along with Henry Murray in right field. Ethan Borgren makes his season debut in left field. Louis Dershin holds the fort down at third base, and across the diamond from him at first base will be number 10, Jack Sir. Jeffrey Kapp will be the designated hitter. Hitting for the pitcher tonight, Josh Katz. Zach Shostua gets the start catching for Josh Katz, and rounding out the bottom of the lineup, making his season debut at short, Teo Greco, and the center fielder tonight, Jack Pelican. Taking you through the starting lineup quickly for the Warren Township Blue Devils, it'll be Charlie Badgley leading things off. He's walking into the batter's box right now. Thomas Beardman in the 2 spot, and Adam Schills in the 3 spot. Those are the 3 due up here in the first. We'll get you the rest through the start of the inning, but we will quickly turn now to home plate as Badgley, the left-handed center fielder, steps into the box. And we're just about ready to go from Kerrywood Field. 4:24 first pitch, and it is a strike down the middle. Josh Katz turns up the heat for the first pitch of this Friday afternoon contest. Badgley was an all-conference honorable mention last year for this Warren Township team. He's one of the top leaders on this Warren program their head coach Clint Smothers was talking about, and just provides some really, really good fielding for this squad. Is also just a very consistent player. Hit .311 last year, 31 runs across the plate for a Warren team that made it to the sectional semifinals. As the 1-1 popped up left-hand side, Derishin chasing it down. It comes into foul territory, and a diving grab missed there by Ethan Borgren. Derishin has to move all the way into left field. And we talked about it is a very, very windy day in Chicago. The wind carried that one all the way from foul territory to about 15, 20 feet right of the third base line there. And as a result, we are going to see a double from Charlie Badgley to start things off here in the top of inning number 1. Definitely not the start that Lane Tech was imagining. We saw Greco over there, the shortstop. Obviously, Borgren in left field was over there. Derishin chased in, but no one was able to ultimately make the grab. And it will be a runner in scoring position to start things off here tonight for the Blue Devils. Stepping into the box, Thomas Beardman, the left fielder tonight for the Blue Devils. That's first pitch. Gets in there, and that is 2 first pitch strikes so far from Josh Katz. We'll hope to finish this one out with an out, though, versus the double his first time around. Adam Schills on deck for the Blue Devils. A very hot hitting top of this lineup as the curveball misses outside. Obviously, we're looking about this compared to last year. The Blue Devils playing in their season opener today after their home opener was canceled last night. But looking back to last season, all three of these guys were good contributors hitting-wise. As the 1-1 gets in there for a strike, and Josh Katz one strike away from his first K of this 2023 campaign. Badgley's been staying put over there at second base. Katz looks back, fires the 1-2. Check swing, they say he went for it. A 4-pitch strikeout for Josh Katz, and one away here in the top of inning number 1. Got off to a rough start there with the double given up, but since then we see a strikeout, and we'll see if he can continue that into the third batter of the day, which will come in the form of Adam Schills, wearing number 21 tonight on these gold jerseys for the Blue Devils with blue lettering, white pants. As first pitch misses inside, first at bat we've seen starting out 1-0 here today. Schills hit .379 last year. Comes in at 6'3", brings some good power to the plate. This is the second lefty we've seen in the top of the lineup. Lefty-heavy lineup tonight for the Blue Devils as the 1-0 misses down low and outside. And Schills will comfortably go ahead in the count now 2-0. Schills, another all-conference member last year. It's a very competitive North Suburban Conference that Warren plays in, so getting all-conference, a big honor. And Schills now one ball away of his first at-bat of the season, going for a walk. On deck is going to be Cole Clark. Adam Behrens, the pitcher tonight, in the hole. This is the second straight team Lane Tech has faced as not using the designated hitter and is having their pitcher hit as 3-0. Schills will watch a fastball go into the zone. So first strike thrown in, a couple of pitches from Josh Katz. One away here, top of inning number 1 of action at Kerrywood Field. Lane Tech in their all home white uniforms. Their first 2 games here on the home turf at Kerrywood Field. They will hit the road for the first time later this week on Monday, as this one fouled back, and Josh Katz will battle all the way back down 3-0 and get it to a 3-2 count. See what he can do here. Schills has kind of a clutch gene. Last year had a lot of walk-off hits against Hope Academy in the doubleheader. He had a walk-off single both games. He has a knack for getting on base. See if he can get on base here, and they would advance Badgley over there at second base all the way over to third, which would be a dangerous position here for the champions with just one away. Katz took a second there to tie his shoe, and now we'll get ready for the 3-2 pitch. Biggest pitch yet of this young game. Badgley takes towards third. The pitch fouled back, and we'll do it again. Badgley took a very early leap towards second base. I think it was before Katz was even in his windup. Josh Katz decided to throw it instead. We've yet to see any runners thrown out by Zach Joshua behind the plate this year. Had plenty of those pickoffs last season. So we'll see if he can get any of those today against this Warren team. We'll try the 3-2 once again here. Top of inning number 1. Runner in scoring position. One away for Warren Township. Katz looks back towards second. Greco holding him there. This time he's not going to take off. This one hit towards third. Darishan gets it. Forgets to tag the runner. Throws to first and gets it in time. So Darishan almost tagged the runner there. Held back for a second, jets it across the diamond, and that will be 2 away now. Probably the smart decision with 2 outs. With 1 out, he probably would have tried to get the runner coming towards third. But instead, it is going to be 2 away after the 5-3 putout. And the champions trying to get out of this first inning with no damage done. They fell to this Warren team early on in the season last year. As first pitch is going to miss for a ball at the plate. Cole Clark playing tonight at second base. It's a 8-4 win on March 19th of last year. That was the 3rd win in a row for this Warren team against Lane Tech. Got a 4-2 win back in April of 2021 and a 5-3 win back in March of 2019. It's been a whole 5 years since we've seen the champions get a win against this squad. It was a 9-2 victory on March 14th. As the 1-1 foul back, we've seen a lot of contact so far from the Warren Township Blue Devils, but only 2 of them have gone into foul territory. We had the weird blooper into left field that dropped for a double, and then we saw the ground out to Darishin over there at third. So Cats doing a good job avoiding any big hits early on. As this one hits the bat, I think it will. And lucky break there for Cats leads to a 1-2 count, and he's 1 strike away from getting out of this first inning unscathed. It'll be Tyler Trepp, Henry Murray, and Ethan Borgren coming up for the champions offense in the bottom half of this inning. On deck, Adam Behrens, the pitcher for this Warren Township squad, hoping he has a chance to hit here in the top of the first. Cats readies for the 1-2. This one, curveball misses outside, just a little bit out there for Cats. He's tried that pitch twice, and both times the batter has just stared at it go by. Cole Clark with some good vision early on in this at-bat for the Carthage College commit. This one smacked up the middle. Greco's going to get it. Routine 6-3 put out. Jack Soar. Oh, he missed it. His foot was not on the bag, they're going to say. The umpire was all ready to say safe. The throw was a little bit too far to the left for Jack Sir, who had to take his foot off the bag. And it looks like this is going to be a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. The umpires, are going to talk things over. We did see a call overturned, a double play overturned in inning number 5 of the Niles West game, but they are going to stick with the safe call here. So a single for Cole Clark. I'm not sure if that will count as a error or not, but either way, the run will come across the plate. Charles Badgley comes across the score, and Lane Sack trails for the first time this 2023 season. They led the entire game against Niles West. But the Blue Devils will strike first on this chilly Friday in Chicago. So now it'll be Clark taking his lead at first base. And Adam Behrens will come in to hit as a wild pickoff attempt. It wasn't even that wild of a throw, but it got off the glove of Jack Sor. It just went right through that glove. And now another runner in scoring position for Warren. Runner on second, 2 away, 1-0 the lead in top of inning number 1. It's a pretty clean pickoff attempt. Not sure if they would have gotten the runner, but just seemed to go through the glove of Jack Sir over there at first base. Some miscommunications there at first. Giving good luck to Warren as the 1-0, as the 0-0 misses down low. Behrens, as we mentioned, an Arizona State commit, plays first base when he's not pitching. Last year hit .362 in the field while also picking up 5 wins on the mound. A really two-way player that's so important to the squad. As this one hit towards Greco, he'll have another chance. This one fumbled, throws across the diamond. This time gets the out. So a 6-3 put out, but not before the Blue Devils plate 1. It'll be the Warren 1, Lane Tech 0 as we head to bottom of inning number 1. Behrens takes the mound for the first time this season. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To the bottom of inning number 1 we go. Lane Tech will look to earn back that run they gave up in the top half of the inning. Adam Behrens takes the mound for the Blue Devils, their senior Arizona State commit, who we just saw ground out to end the top half of this inning. A very, very talented athlete, plays football as well. He's QB1 and the best player on the baseball team, so quite an athlete on the mound today for Warren Township. Has a fastball mid to upper 80s, tops out at 89, and also has a couple of other pitches in his arsenal that makes him such a dangerous player. And he'll look to get to work against the Lane Tech offense that plated 9 runs against Niles West in a 9-4 season opener victory on Wednesday. Slightly different looking batting order tonight for the champions. We'll take you through that right now. Tyler Trapp leads off once again, and right behind him will be Henry Murray. The sophomore duo leads off for the champions. But behind them, Ethan Borgren, we mentioned, making his season debut. He gets the 3 spot, and Louis Darishin remains in the 4 spot. Jack Sorb will hit 5th for the 2nd straight game. Jeffrey Kapp DHing tonight for Josh Katz. He pinch hit once on Wednesday, got hit by the pitch, but he will look for his first true at-bat of the season, and he will get that in the 6th spot. And then rounding out the bottom of the lineup, Zach Shachua drops once from the 6th spot to the 7th spot. Teo Greco in his debut goes in the 8th spot, and Jack Pelican drops to the 9th spot in tonight's batting order as Tyler Trapp takes towards home plate here, looking to get some offense going early on for the champions. Had 1 hit and 2 runs in that season opener. The hit was a double that was rocketed towards center field. As first pitch swung on and missed a high, not super fast. It might have been a changeup there out of Behrens, but gets Tyler Trapp to swing either way. It's a very potent young offense here to start off the game for the champions. Both Trapp and Murray, sophomores, and Ethan Borgren, a junior. Those 3 were all called up for the state series last year for the champions, so a little bit of varsity experience for them, as a called strike 3 on a beautiful curve there from Adam Behrens. And it takes just 3 strikes to get the first out of the game for Warren Township defensively. If Behrens is pitching like that, it is going to be difficult for runs to come across the plate tonight for the champions. Henry Murray, it looks like tonight, is going to stay hitting lefty. He is a switch hitter, very powerful hitter from both sides of the plate. He batted lefty every plate appearance on Wednesday, and looks like he will do that again as fastball goes in for a strike, and that is now 4 pitches, 4 strikes out of Adam Behrens to start off this game. This one check swing hit the, did not hit the bat, just went out of the glove there quickly of Hall, but no one on base to advance. So we'll go to an 0-2 count. Bottom of inning number 1. 5 pitches, 5 strikes out of the righty Behrens. He pitches right, hits left as this one fouled back. Murray trying to battle early on for the Boston College commit. We see 3 Division I commits in the starting lineup today. Murray and Josh Katz for Lane Tech, and Behrens, obviously a D1 commit for Warren, as this one's going to hit Henry Murray, and after 3 strikes, 1 a foul ball to start off the at-bat, Murray gets bailed out with a hit by pitch. That's the 2nd time Lane's gone hit by one this season. First one was Jeffrey Kapp in the first game of the season. This time it'll be Henry Murray, and now we'll see Ethan Borgren make his season debut at the batter's box. Has had some very good hitting throughout the summer and fall travel seasons. We'll see if it translates here to the high school season. As first pitch misses inside, so after 5 straight strikes to start off the game, we've now seen back-to-back balls, one of them a hit by pitch. Murray takes towards second. Hall's gonna jet down. Looks like it slipped out of his hand there, and safely into second. It's gonna be Henry Murray, so I think they're going to call that one a strike. However, Lane Tech will have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first, and that's what's important for the champions. Louis Dershin coming up on deck. He is a player who has a big knack for RBIs, 48 RBIs for him last year. As Behrens looks down towards second, the 1-1 fired, misses outside. And a little bit of control missed here by Behrens. Looks like he's not pitching as good with runners on the base paths. That definitely could be something Lane Tech notices here. Advantage for the champions, the 2-1. This one misses high, and Lane Tech now 1 ball away from getting 2 on here in the bottom of the first. Clint Smothers, the head coach for this Warren team, calling the pitches tonight in his 16th season as head coach. As this one swung on and missed, and we'll get to a full count situation for Borgren in his first at-bat of the 2023 season. Borgren hit .579 in the fall season as this one thrown down the second. Got past the second baseman there. I think it was Shills, the shortstop, covering, but luckily Charlie Badgley was there in center field to cover it up, so almost a chance for Lane Tech to get a runner on third. They're going to check Murray there again. It's the shortstop, Shills, holding him. The 3-2 pitch on its way to Borgren. This one hit towards center field and will drop in front of Badgley. Lane Tech's going to have runners on the corners here in the bottom of the first inning, and after giving up a run in the top half of the first, champions with a quick chance to tie it back up, and it will be Louis Darashin searching for his first RBI of this season. Going to be hard to get past that 48 number from last year, but he could get it started here tonight. The righty Darashin comes to the plate, all conference last season. On deck, it's going to be Jack Zor, Jeffrey Kapp in the hole right now. It's Borgren at first base, Murray at third. First pitch, hammered foul to the right-hand side. Darashin's had a couple of hits like that so far this season that looks like they're going to give some damage to the cars parked over there on Rockwell. We have not heard any car alarms go off just yet this season, though, during a Lane Tech game. As the 0-1, the Baron misses down low. Quickly picking that up there was Hall. Lane's been active on the base pass. We saw Murray steal second base already today. We'll see if Borgren makes a similar cut towards second. He's holding at first right now. 1-1 the count. Barron's had a nearly perfect start to the game with a 3-pitch strikeout to Tyler Trapp, one of the top offensive guys on this Lane Tech squad. But quickly, it's been a hit by pitch and then a single by Murray and Borgren to give Lane Tech a scoring opportunity here in the bottom of the first. On deck, Jack Sir, but Louis Darashin down 1-2 in the count. Still trying to work some magic here in the bottom of the first. Behrens looks towards third, fires the pitch, and fouled back to the same place he fouled that first one. So 3 foul balls. None of them have gotten past Darashin for strikes. He's just been swinging a little too late, it looks like, on these. He's fouled 2 to the left-hand side, 1 straight back here at Kerrywood Field. Runners on the corners, bottom of the first. Runner takes towards second. This one blasted into right field. Line drive, 1 run will score. This one still going to the fence. Borgren rounds third base. Darashin's on his way for third. This is going to be a triple for Louis Darashin, and the champions have a 2-1 lead. Wow, would have loved to see the exit velocity on that one. Just blasted towards right field. Went all the way to the fence, probably about 375 there out to right center field. And Lane Tech, after falling behind early, has a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning, and they are not done yet. Runner on third base, and Jack Tsor comes up to the plate with just 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 1. First pitch misses outside. You know, with the weather today, very cold, I honestly was expecting not a lot of offense in tonight's contest, but we are not even an inning into this one, and we have seen 3 combined runs early. So they're going to call it strike there. Jack Tsur maybe crowding the plate a little bit, but that one almost hit him, and it goes for a strike. It's got to be a little bit of a confidence boost for Josh Katz on the mound, who's now going to be able to pitch with a lead for the first time today. Curveball misses down low. Some nice movement on Barron's pitches here, but he just has not had the control on that movement the last few batters. Once again, struck out the first batter, Tyler Trapp, on 3 strikes. Instead, a hit by pitch, a single, and a triple as this one over the head of the shortstop Shills. Darishin will be able to jog down. Basley has trouble picking it up, goes all the way to the fence, and that's a double for Jack Sir. So Lane Tech now a home run away from hitting for the team cycle here in the first. They have a 3-1 lead as Darishin easily gets the score. And Jeffrey Kapp, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Battled injuries last year, so did not get as much playing time as he might have originally imagined, but has a very solid bat and will be the DH for tonight's contest. As first pitch hit towards second base, diving into it is Skoronski, who throws it to first, and it's a wild throw. Coming home to score is Jack Sir. And Lane Tech has now opened up a 4-1 lead here in inning number 1. Owen Skorczewski had a good look at that ball. I could not tell if at first he fielded it cleanly. It might have bounced out of his glove for a second. He had to readjust quickly for the throw, and the throw to first base to Schmidt was just a little bit off the mark. That is the 5th straight batter to reach. And a good job by Jack Sir, who quickly got around all the bases. This one hit towards right and gets below the glove of the right fielder Gonzalez. This will be at least a double. Chasing towards third is Jeffrey Kapp, and a stand-up double for Zach Joshua, who continues his strong start to the season at the plate. And this is going to be a pitching mound visit here already in the bottom of the first inning. 4-1 the lead for the champions over Warren. We're going to see a pinch runner come into the game, I believe in the form of Emiliano Perez-Zeeb, who was the pinch runner for Shashua on Wednesday as well. And Lane Tech's offense just firing on all cylinders. That will probably go down as an error on the right fielder Gonzalez, who just could not get under that one in time. Joshua having a much better start to this season offensively than what we saw for him last year. He was talking about how he had some very good weeks in practice hitting the ball, and he's showing that in game action as well, as Teo Greco will have his first at-bat of the season right now as well. Coach Sean Freeman takes a quick jog over to talk to the manager of Warren Township, or pointing towards something over there in right field. Not sure what it was. But either way, it'll be a 4-1 lead for the champions, and they still have 2 on, and still somehow there is just 1 away in this first inning. It's Zeeb standing there over at second base, Jeffrey Kapp over at third, as this one fouled right back. And we'll get to an 0-1 count. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field. A fun first inning if you are a Lane Tech fan. If you are a Warren fan, it was a fun top half to the inning. You got an early run, but since then it has been all Lane Tech. As the 0-1 misses inside, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. As we mentioned, Greco making his season debut today. Adam Kunzvitsky out of the lineup. Teo just one of 4 sophomores this year on the varsity level. I say only 4, but Lane Tech had 0 sophomores on the opening day lineup last year. So somewhat younger team this 2023 season, as the 1-1 bounces in the dirt. Greco will hold off Kapp there, who is ready to run from third. Zeeb at second, Kapp at third, 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 1. Greco exit velocity in the low to mid 90s, can get a good ball on the bat, and that is what he will do right there. Gets it past a diving second baseman. Kapp comes in to score. Zeeb will chase around the base paths, and Lane Tech has a 6-1 lead. How about that from the champions? 6 runs plated here in the bottom of the first, and they are not done yet. Skorczewski made a good had a good look at it. He dived at that ball, but it was just a couple of inches too far to the left from Teo Greco's bat. And now Jack Pelican will hit, and that means Lane Tech has hit through the order here in the first. As first one popped back, Hall trying to get under it, but it escapes a little too far from it. You have to wonder how much the wind has to play for it. Has to play for this. The one hit we have seen so far for the, or one of two hits we've seen so far from Warren was a double from Charlie Badgley that the wind obviously had a lot to do with. It moved from foul territory into fair territory and dropped between three Lane Tech players. And then since then, we've seen a lot of fielders just straight up miss balls that you don't usually see dropped, especially at high level, for high level high school teams like this. It's a very experienced Warren team, 17 seniors, the most head coach Clint Smothers has seen in his 27 years coaching high school baseball. 16 years as head coach of this Warren squad, as the 1-1 fouled off by Pelican. Pelican had a nice first game of the season, both in the field and at the plate, trying to control that center field spot. The outfield still very much in the air as he slips on the 1-2, and this one thrown to first and a double play. Over there at first, Greco took a little bit of a lead, did not realize that it was a strike three there, and he gets picked off over at first, but not before Lane Tech plates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs across home plate. It'll be the champions 6, the Warren Township Blue Devils 1, as we head to inning number 2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Well, not sure how Josh Katz felt after giving up a first inning run, but I'm sure he feels pretty good now. A 5-run cushion as he enters his second inning of work for the Penn Commit 6-1 champions lead after Murray, Borgren, Darishan, Sir, Cap, and Joshua all score there in inning number 6. The Joshua run was by way of Zeeb, who pinch hit for Lane Tech's catcher. And now Warren will have some room to make up here in the second, and the first batter to try to do that is going to be their 6th hitter, number 26, Albert Jaquez. Saw him play at third base. Lane Tech was hitting it all around the diamond there in the bottom of the first, so a lot of these players were involved in that last inning for Warren defensively, as first pitch curve misses outside. Joshua's been, Katz has been trying that pitch all day long. He's missed a little bit too far to the right each time, but this time it'll be a fastball down the middle. He's had a lot of success with that one, and will even it out at a 1-1 count. We saw a very kind of skinny strike zone by the umpiring crew on Wednesday. So 1-1 just a little too far down low. Lane Tech bench voicing their opinions on these early calls by the umpire. 2-1 the count, and misses down low. We saw the leadoff batter reach in the first inning for the Blue Devils with that aforementioned drop ball in left field. Will it happen again? We'll see. It will go on for one more pitch. Katz works his way to a full count. As Hawkes, the College of Lake County commit, trying to reach here in the top of the second. This one hit towards third, gets past Derishin at third base, was between the third and shortstop gap. And the bats are hot for both of these teams early on. And the comeback bid for the Blue Devils starts off with a nice single off the bat of Albert Hawkes, and now we'll see if Sam Schmidt can keep that going. It's a 7, 8, and 9 hitters now due up for the Blue Devils. So we'll see if they can get some bottom of the order offense. Yet another lefty in the lineup. We did not count them, but we'll try to count them their next time through as first pitch misses inside. That's at least 3 or 4 lefties so far batting today for Warren Township. This game got started a little bit early, ended up being closer to a 4:25 than a 4:30 first pitch. Usually you expect when these teams from far away are coming that it's going to get started late, but Warren did a good job getting here. They got here around the same time I did, 3:15, so they made some good time up from over near Gurnee, Illinois, where Warren is. Now they're trying to come back down 6-1 in the top of the second inning. Katz fires with a fastball for strike one. That's been his go-to pitch here today. Added some velocity this summer to the fastball. Has gotten it up into the 90s a couple of times. And Warren's had a hard time hitting that, but this one will go for a ball. So 2-1 the count. Hawkes waiting over there at first base. Jake Hall and Jacob Gonzalez, a pair of Jakes on deck for this Warren team, as this one will go to a 3-1 count. So second straight at bat that Katz has gotten to 3 balls. The last time Hawkes, hit it for a single on a full count. This one hit into left field. Borgren chasing back, and this one off the left field fence. Borgren fumbles it there in left field, throws it in, cutting it off is Greco, and that is a stand-up double for Sam Schmidt. And it seems like everyone getting hits here early on in the in this matchup. So now we're going to do this math quickly, but of the first 7 hitters for Warren, all but 3 of them have hit, so that's 4 of 7, and 7 of Lane Tech's first 9 batters reached. So 11 batters have already found their way onto the base paths here through the first 1+ innings of play. His first pitch fouled back by Jake Hall, the catcher, who limited some damage there in the first inning. There was a couple of pitches there that probably could have gone away and would have added to the run total even more. But Hall was pretty impressive there behind home plate. Slider misses high, and we'll go to a 1-1 count. Hall committed to play at Milwaukee Area Technical College next year. Returns. Was not a super big part offensively of this squad last year, but provides some very good defense for Warren, and obviously hoping his right-handed bat can be a part of the order all season long. We talked about how good his defense was there in the first, and this one's going to hit him in the shoulder. And that is 3 straight reaches for Warren Township to start off this bottom of the second. Just a 6, 7, and 8 hitters. So we're not sure how their offense was going to get going, but they have all found ways to reach. Hawkes over there at third, Schmidt at second, Hall at first, and still no outs here in the top of inning number 2. And it will be the 9-hitter Jacob Gonzalez coming to the plate. Be really nice for Lane Tech to get a double play or something here, even if a run comes in, if they can just not have 2+ guys on the base paths for the top of the order, which we talked about has some big batting power. That would be big for Katz in this Champions defense. As first pitch wide for a ball. Went off the glove there of Shashua. Runners are going to take their leads over at first, second, and third base, eagerly waiting a wild pitch as this one fouled off and will even out at a 1-1 count. 6-1 Lane Sack leads here, top of the second inning. 30 minutes into this one. It's been a slow-paced game here early on because of all the runs we have seen scoring. And that trend is continuing to hold as this one just misses inside. And the balls continue to add up here for Josh Katz. He's now thrown for 9 or 10 balls in this third inning. This one hit into left field will drop in front of Borgren. Run will score. All the batters will hold at one base. And Warren working their way back into this one. They score their first run of the second inning, and it will be a mound visit for Lane Sack pitching coach Henry Schumal. So after Lane Sack's offense could not get outs there in the bottom of the first, now it'll be Warren's offensive time. We saw them have some hope there in the top of the first. They had a double to start things off, then things slowed down. A single from Cole Clark got them back on the base paths, but a ground out by Adam Behrens concluded the inning. Much better start here to the second inning. A single, a double, and a hit by pitch, and now another single gives Warren 2 straight innings worth of runs. They still have no outs, and the bases loaded. It's Schmidt over there at third, Jake Hall at second base, Jacob Gonzalez at first base, and now it's going to be top of the order for the Blue Devils with Charlie Badgley coming to home plate. He was the one who hit that play we've been talking about all day. The wind took it from foul territory into fair territory on one of the first hit balls of the game. Slider curves out for a strike, swing and a miss there from Badgley on one of his first swings of the day. Hit .311 last year. As this one will go a little too far wide and will even out at 1-1. Plays travel baseball with the Phenom Travel Club. It's always interesting when these further suburban teams come to play up to Lane Sack. You're used to hearing the same 3 or 4 travel clubs that the Chicago area kids play for, and then when Warren comes to town or when one of the further schools come, it's a whole new group of travel teams that we are exposed to. Phenom with a couple of players represented on this Warren Township squad. As Badgley swings on the 2-1. Facing off against this lefty, Katz has gone to the outside part of the plate for 3 of 4 pitches. It's gone ahead in the count 2-2, looking for his first out here in the top of the second inning. Bases still loaded. This one hit between first and second baseman. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the runner at third. And now 5 straight reaches to start off this inning number 2 for the Warren Township Blue Devils. And we are in for what could be a very high-scoring affair now. Warren cuts it to a 6-3 lead, as coming in safely to score is going to be Sam Schmidt. And Badgley, after missing on a couple of swings there, was able to get some good contact on there. The last 2 hits have both been really good. We saw Gonzalez get it between that gap between Darshan and Greco, and then we saw that last hit from Badgley go right in between Trapp and Jack Sawyer, where neither of them really had any chance to make a play on that ball. So now it'll be Badgley at first, Gonzalez at second, Hall at third. First pitch gets in there for a strike on Thomas Beardman, who's looking to reach for the first time here today. Still no outs here in the top of the second. Katz has not had that much success with that curveball to righties here today. They've all just been going a little bit too far to the outside of the plate, and it's been a good job by the Warren batters not to swing. Same exact pitch there and same exact result, as after an 0-1 start, back-to-back balls has brought this count to 2-1. Katz still trying to find his first out of this inning. This time he will get a strike, so Katz getting a little more benefit when he's throwing to the inside of the plate against these righties from the umpire, it appears. So we'll see if that kind of changes his strategy. Obviously a little more risky to pitch to that part of the plate where they've gotten a lot of hits here today as he fires up a fastball on the 2-2, fouled off back. Katz's pitch count has to be getting up there. We don't have our game changer up right now, so I can't see how many pitches he's thrown, but he might be limited in the number of innings he throws because of that. Lane Tech has no bullpen work currently going. We'll see who's in the bullpen today for the champions. They used 4 pitchers on Wednesday against Niles West. Jacob Mesa, the starter. And then we saw relief appearances from Mark Seward and Aiden Bozak, and then Lucino Sotelo pitched the 7th to close out that victory. So we're going to have another 3-2 here, the 3rd of the inning, I want to say. And a big one as Katz tries to get out number 1 here in the top of the 2nd. Veers in, throws a 3-2, fastball, called strike 3, first backwards K of the day for either pitcher. And sure, he can breathe a sigh of relief, but not just out of it yet. Still just 1 away as Adam Schills comes to the plate, first time up. Hit a grounder to 3rd that was cleanly played by the 3rd baseman Darishin. As lefty watches first pitch go a little bit too far to the left. Joshua's done a good job here early on. There's been no balls that have gotten past him. Prevented a couple more runs from coming across the plate. 6-3, top of inning number 2. Lane Tech on top of Warren. Those 6 first inning runs looking very, very important right now for Lane Tech. We talked about last year, defense was very, very sound for Lane Tech, but they lost some games like this because the offense simply just was not there. They only scored 4 against Warren in 7 innings of work last year. They've only had 3 outs so far offensively, and they've put 6 runs across the plate, and that's a big reason why they have the lead here right now. 6-3, top of inning number 2. A 2-0 count on Schills. Beardman was the 6th batter of the inning. It took 5 reaches before Lane Tech was able to find an out there in the top of the 2nd. We'll see if that can spur some momentum. Schills hit .379 last year, 22 RBIs, and he would love to add some RBIs to his 2023 total, which currently sits at 0, but swing of the bat here, and he could easily get 2 or 3. As this one hit up the middle, drops in front of Jack Pelican. 1 run will score. They're going to send a 2nd runner. There will not be a throw down, and a 2 RBI single for Adam Schills, and this is a 1-run ball game. So after a look, Lane Tech may comfortably roll to a victory now. That is the the 5th hit of this inning against Josh Katz, a pitcher who did not give up a lot of hits last year. And the inning's still not over. Runners at 1st and 2nd base, and just 1 away here still, as we're going to see the 4th batter, Cole Clark, come to the plate. So we saw this one thrown down to 3rd, and a stolen base. It was a little too far to the left. And a stolen bag there by Charlie Badgley. So it's Badgley at 3rd base, Schills at 2nd, who advances after that double 1 bag. Cole Clark still at the plate here currently. Albert Jaquez on deck. Jake Hall and Jacob Gonzalez came in to score on that last hit. This one, curveball finds the outside of the plate for a strike. 1 away, runners at 2nd, 3rd. It's a tying run at 3rd base, the go-ahead run at 2nd. As a called strike, it's 3 there on a swing and a miss. The 3rd strikeout of the day from Josh Katz, and now it'll be one more batter to try to close out this inning. Looks like that's going to be Adam Behrens. So apologies, folks, we missed 1 batter there. So Behrens is going to come to the plate to try to close out the inning after that strikeout from Clark. As first pitch curves in there for a strike. It's been up and down control from both of these pitchers. Not exactly what you expect to see out of guys who are so highly recruited Division I pitchers, but Behrens obviously struggled a little bit with his control there in the bottom of the first, and then Josh Katz having similar struggles here today, giving up 4 runs in this second inning. 6-5 the score. Lane Tech still with a 1-run lead. It's the 1-1, misses outside, and we'll go to a 2-1 count. Behrens closed out the first inning with a ground out to shortstop. This would be his second straight inning that the pitcher ended the inning for his squad. If he does get out, this one hit towards left field. Borgren chasing it over, and it gets past his glove. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Double on its way for Adam Behrens, and Warren has come all the way back down from 6-1 to take a 7-6 lead here in the top of the 7th. So we are on track for a game that might have over 20 runs scored for both these two squads. Warren has now put 7 across the plate in 1 2/3 innings of work. Zach Joshua is going to come to the mound. The whole infield is going to come to the mound and have a word with their pitcher, Josh Katz. And in my 3 years of calling games here, I'm not sure if I have seen 13 runs scored in the first 2 innings. And Lane Tech has not even hit for a second time yet. So if you want a silver lining here, it's at least Lane Tech's offense still has a chance here in the bottom of the second. And they scored 6 runs their first time to the plate. So the champions far from being out of this one, but 6 runs given up in this top of the inning number 2 is definitely not what you want to see if you are a Lane Tech fan. As runner now at second base, 2 away. First pitch hit down the third base line, just a little bit foul there. Dershin was quick off his feet there at third. That had been a couple more inches to the right. Could have been another dangerous ball hit by Albert Jaquez, who started off this inning about 15 minutes ago with a single. Came around to score for that one. One of 6 runs scored this inning for Warren Township. Jaquez ready for the 2-1. Curveball is going to miss high. Behrens is dancing over there around at second base. He would love to be able to get a stolen bag and get into even closer scoring position. This time he's going to steal third. This one thrown down, and Derishin will, I think he lost the ball. Oh no, they will call him out. So I'm not sure if he left the bag or not. It looks like originally he was safe, they're saying, and he left the bag. Derishin reapplied the tag, and either way, that will be an out to end the inning. So Adam Behrens gets caught stealing, but Warren returns the favor after Lane Tech put 6 across the plate in the bottom of the first. The Blue Devils put 6 of their own across the plate in the top of inning number 2. We will head to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Warren Township Blue Devils 6, the Lane Tech, Warren 7, the Lane Tech champion 6. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To the bottom of inning number 2, we head. We have seen 18 plus 5, 23 batters come across come to the plate so far through the first 1.5 innings of play. And of those 23 batters, 13 of them have scored as the Warren Township Blue Devils hold a 7-6 lead over Lane Tech here as we enter the bottom of the second inning. Lane Tech does have the top of their lineup coming up. They hit through all 9 of their batters there in the first. For Warren, they hit through all 9 of their batters in the second. So both the teams have had a lot of offense going, and this very well could come down to which of these teams can keep that sustained offensive success through the next couple of innings. It's hard to imagine we'll see any more 6-run innings just because of how rare that is in baseball, but you never know if these bats keep on hitting the way they do. At first, it looked like it was just some errors from the two squads, which could make sense because it's early in the season. This is the first game for Warren, but these last few hits for both Lane Tech and for Warren have just been well-hit balls. They've been in the gaps through the infield. They've been just hit right in front of the outfielders in right center and left field. These batters are just finding ways to hit against these very talented pitchers. As Adam Behrens will stay in for a second inning of work. First pitch misses low for a 1-0 count on Tyler Trapp, who struck out his first time up. It was a strikeout to start the inning for Trapp, and then 7 straight batters reach for the champions, which spurred them to that 6-run bottom of the first. As the 2-0 skied towards left field. Chasing after this is going to be left fielder Beardman, and off the fence in left field. That one goes 327 feet, and that is a double for Tyler Trapp. I think the bench there thought for a second that one was going over. It was blasted towards left field, and the sophomore has his second double of the season. First one was towards center field, this one to left field. And Lane Tech has the tying run in scoring position here in the bottom of the second as Henry Murray, the lefty, comes to the plate. Trapp is speedy there, however, he did get caught stealing once against Niles West. As this one inside, Murray got hit by a pitch his first time up and got very close to getting hit by a pitch again there. I'm sure he wouldn't complain. It wasn't the super fast curve from Behrens. He'd love to just get on base here. Scored 1 run there in the first as this one check swing high, and they're going to say he went for it. The umpire standing there near where the shortstop usually plays. Put his arm up for a strike after the catcher appealed it. And we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. Murray, the Boston College commit. Ethan Borgren, the junior, waiting on deck, and Louis Derishin in the hole. Derishin still had one of the best hits of the day, a monster triple to the right center fence. Probably the hardest hit ball yet. Tyler Trapp definitely rivaled that, though, with that sky shot to the left part of this field. In most other high school parks, that would have been a home run, but because of how high the fences are here at Kerrywood Field, you have to really, really strike a ball to get one out of here. We saw an inside the park home run by Josh Katz on Wednesday, but we've yet to see any home runs in a Lane Tech game this year as this one fouled back. And we'll even it out at a 2-2 count. Lane Tech looking to start off the year 2-0. Ranked number 19 right now by PBR. One of their higher opening day rankings in recent history. A win here would probably advance them up a couple spots. Warren is not a ranked team, not on the bubble just yet, but obviously they're a very talented squad, a very experienced squad. Would not be surprised to see them break into the top 25 later this season. They were in it last year. They ended the season as one of the teams to watch, as did Lane Tech, which is ones that are not exactly top 25 squads, but have a chance of making it into the rankings. So both these squads finished the last season just outside of the top 25 rankings. Lane Tech jumps into top 25 over the offseason. So they're going to try to pick off Trapp there again at second. He comes back quickly to the base. That is Shills over there at short, closely checking him there. See if Trap takes off here on the 2-2. Doesn't help that Murray's a lefty, so a pretty clear path for Hall to throw the third on a possible steal attempt. That won't matter here, though, as Trap stays still and a strikeout for Henry Murray. And Ethan Borgren comes to the plate. So Borgren, Darashin, and Jack Sir due up. One away here in the bottom of the second. Lane Tech looking to work their way down from a 7-6 deficit. They've yet to enter an inning tie. They're in the lead. They trailed by 1 to start off the bottom of the first, and they trail by 1 here to start off the bottom of the second. Tyler Trapp, who represents the tying run right now at second base, and I guess you could say Borgren represents the go-ahead run, as first pitch misses down low. First time up tonight for Borgren. He singled, was able to get around all of the bases to score. It's one of those 6 runs Lane Tech had in inning number 1. Love to start off another rally here as this one inside pitch bounced into the bullpen. And nice grab there by Henry Schumal, the Lane Tech pitching coach, who got that gloveless. And that will even the count out here at 1-1. Interestingly enough, Trapp has not taken for third yet, despite so many times pretending like he is going to. We've seen 3 times Barron step off the mound to try to pick him off there. They've switched it, so now it is Skorcheski who is checking him over there at second base. As this one misses outside. Once again, we talked about this with both of these pitchers. They've had at-bats where it seems like they cannot miss the strike zone, and we've seen at-bats today where they just cannot find the strike zone. Then you have the ones like these where it seems like every other pitch they're switching up, as Borgren hits this one off the glove of the catcher Hall. We'll move it to a 2-2 count. 5:22 local time here in Roscoe Village, Chicago. Almost an hour from first pitch. Still second inning here. We're on pace for a 3+ hour game on this Friday night. That was originally scheduled to be played next week as curveball misses outside. Hall was ready for that one. He moved to the right of the plate, but they could not get Borgren to swing. But as we were saying, this is supposed to be played tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., but the feels-like temperature for that was about 3 degrees, so they moved it up to tonight. Still a pretty cold night, and as the sun sets, it's going to get even colder here at Kerrywood Field, but slightly nicer temperatures, and you do have the sun for this Friday afternoon game. So that was the thought process behind moving this game up from Saturday morning to Friday afternoon. Lane Tech did not have school today, so the players had some extra time to prepare for this matchup as curveball gets Borgren swinging there. Back-to-back swinging Ks from Adam Behrens on the mound. He has now recorded 4 of those today, both of the pitchers. Katz has 3, Behrens has 4, so 7 combined strikeouts from these 2 teams, and after a leadoff double from Tyler Trapp, that's in danger of being wasted. With 2 away, Louis Darashin coming to the plate. This time, Trapp will take towards third. They throw it down off the glove of the third baseman, Jaquez there, and safely into the base is going to be Trapp. So a little bit closer to the tying run coming across the plate now for the champions. Trapp was pretending to steal for both of those last 2 at-bats, Murray and Borgren, but on the first pitch of this Darashin at-bat, he decides to run and get safely into third. So we'll move to a 1-1 count, 2 away here, inning number 2 of action. The champions trailing 7-6 to the Warren Township Blue Devils, trying to break a 3-game skid against this North Suburban foe. It was another cold Saturday when these 2 teams played last year. Ended up being a doubleheader. Usually play the Saturday doubleheaders. Tomorrow was supposed to be a doubleheader, but Game 2 canceled for tonight. They're only going to play 1 game here between these two squads. We already have the runs for basically two usual high school contests as Darishan steps back into the box. 1-2 the count on the third baseman. Second-year starter at third base. As this one hammered towards center field, chasing back for it is Badgley, and this gets over his head. Will bounce off the fence, and Darishan's going to try to race for third. There is not going to be a throw, and that is the second triple of the day for Louis Darishan. Have yourself a night. Lane Tech ties it up again as Tyler Trapp comes in to score, and now Lane Tech is one base away from taking back the lead here. Just a completely unpredictable offensive onslaught today from both of these squads. 7-7 the score, and Jack Sir, the lefty, will try to give Lane Tech back the lead here with a go-ahead RBI. First pitch misses inside. This one gets away from the catcher Hall, and Darishan will steal home. Back in the lead again is Lane Tech, 8-7 here. And looked like for a second they were at risk of not scoring at all this inning after back-to-back strikeouts from Murray and Borgren, but the Darishan triple breathes some life into this Lane Tech offense. And it's once again a champion's lead here on this Friday night. Jack Sir once again holding very close to the plate as check swing, doesn't matter, goes for a strike anyways, and will go to a 1-1 count. We talked about how good the defense has been from Hall here today. That's the first pitch that's really got him past him, but he was a split second behind chasing after that ball. I'm not sure if he didn't realize that the runner was over there at third. Behrens, I think, started towards home plate before Hall started for the ball, and Darishan had a second or two head start on scoring that go-ahead run. Jack Sir will call time here on deck. It's going to be Jeffrey Kapp, the designated hitter today. Zach Shoshua in the hole. Lane Tech with their second time through the lineup currently. As Behrens fires, this one misses outside for ball two. Quiet crowd here on this Friday. Not as many people out for this matchup as were there on the home opener, as this one gets away from Hall once again. Those curveballs have had a lot of movement on them these last couple of pitches from Behrens, and Hall has, for the second time this at-bat, just not been able to control it. And Jack Sir now one ball away from getting a free bag, and he will get it there. Fastball high and away. And the inning will continue for the champions. So this time they rally with one out in the first inning. This time they're going to rally with 2 outs. As Jeffrey Kapp comes to the plate, coming off his first hit of this season, a single. He came around the score after that. And he'll look to keep that going here. He's yet to not reach in a plate appearance. He got hit by a pitch, as we mentioned, on Wednesday. So he reached on that one, and then in his first at-bat here today, he singled. So trying to keep that on-base percentage perfect here. Jack Sir holds there at first base. We've seen him take towards second quite a few times these past couple of years. He's been on varsity as first pitch. Gets in there for a strike. Jack Sir, newly named captain of this squad, alongside Shoshua, Katz, Darishan, and Pelican, as Kapp will watch an 0-1 fly into the glove of Hall, and Behrens 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, with just giving up 2 runs, as Kapp with a late swing on that one. It was curving into the zone, and that will be a K, the third of the inning for Behrens, but not before Lane Tech can put 2 runs to get them back in the lead. It's the Champions 8, the Blue Devils 7, as we enter inning number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To inning number 3, we will head and we see our first call to the bullpen of this second game of the season for Lane Tech, and it will be Lucino Sotelo making his second appearance of the season. The lefty senior comes in for Josh Katz, who gave up 7 runs there in 2 innings of work. The bats were just too hot there for the Blue Devils, and the Penn commit will take a seat on the bench after that. Lucino Sotelo looked excellent in his 1 inning pitched on Wednesday against Niles West. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts. All 5 of his first pitches were strikes. Ended that inning with just 10 pitches thrown, but he's going to need probably a little longer than 1 inning here for Lane Tech, or else they're going to have to use a lot of pitchers here tonight, and we will see if he's going to be the first pitcher to throw a scoreless inning here tonight. It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Albert Jaquez takes towards the plate as first pitch for him is in there for a strike. Jaquez was at the plate at the end of that last inning when we saw Barons get caught stealing. As the 0-1 swung on and missed. Some nice movement there on, not sure what that was. Some funky movement from Sotelo, but either way, it will go for a strike, and we'll go to an 0-2 count. Looking to add to his 2 strikeouts so far on the season, and he will get it. 3 pitches is all it takes for Sotelo to record his first strikeout of the game. And we'll see if he can do similar work with the 7 and 8 hitters, Sam Schmidt and Jake Hall. It was the 6, 7, and 8 hitters that started off the rally there in inning number 2 of work. Jaquez started off the inning with a single, Schmidt had a double, and Hall had a hit by pitch. As first pitch a little too far to the right, and that will be the first ball thrown here today by Sotelo. Top of the 3rd, this one hit right back at him, goes through his glove, but Greco gets it. The throw across the diamond goes past the glove of Jack Soar. Shashua was there to back up the throw, and a single again. So it's the 3rd time we've seen, 2nd or 3rd time today, we've seen some errors on the handoff there from shortstop to first base. Greco there making his first start at shortstop. Jack Soar, obviously a lot of the games under his belt at first base for this Lane Tech baseball squad. As Sotelo's now going to face the 8-hitter Jake Hall. First pitch misses a little bit inside there, so 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 the count here in the top of the 3rd. Warren trying to take back the lead. They trail 8-7 here in the top of inning number 3. As Sotelo now with back-to-back strikes is kind of similar to what we saw with Barons in the first inning. He looked very strong for the first couple of batters, and then control sizzled out a little bit, but we'll see if Sotelo can recover quickly. Runner over there at first is Schmidt, and now we'll find the strike zone on a fastball 2-0. 5:34 local time, over an hour into this matchup. Top of the 3rd. From Kerrywood Field, sun already starting to set. When we started off this ball game, they had most of the infield. I think everyone, but except maybe the first baseman, was covered by the sun, and then the batter was also in the shade. But now every single batter pretty much in the shade here. Sun coming in and out through the clouds, but in a couple of innings probably will be having to turn on the lights here. I was talking with the field maintenance guy here at Kerrywood Field before the game, and he was saying you can switch the lights on to on if needed, but you probably won't need that based on the 4:30 start time. But based on these changes, most likely we'll be switching on the lights here in a couple of innings. As Hall readies for the 3-1, swung on and missed. It will have another full count. Seen plenty of those so far through the first 2 1/3 innings of play on both sides, really, Lane Tech and Warren. Schmidt's been holding patiently there at first base. We've not seen, hasn't been taking that big of a lead, so I can't really assume he's going to take off for second, but we'll see if he changes his mindset with it being a 3-2 count. Still just 1 away. It's not a 2-out situation where you would almost automatically run. As Sotelo's going to try another pickoff attempt. Sometimes with those lefties, you see some hesitancy to throw over the first base, but Sotelo not with that at all. As Hall will wait patiently at the plate. Got hit by a pitch his last time up. Came around the score after that. This one swung on and missed. A nice movement there on the 3-2. And 2 away off of 2 strikeouts here from Lucino Sotelo in inning number 3. Once again, we have seen both these teams come up to bat twice now, and we have yet to see either team not score on offense. So we saw 1 run in inning number 1 from Warren. We saw 6 runs from them in inning number 2. We saw 6 runs from Lane Tech in inning number 1. We saw 2 runs from them in inning number 2. Warren at risk of breaking that streak here in the top of the third as the 1-0 curves in there to even out the count at 1 apiece. This is the 9-hitter Jacob Gonzalez at the plate. He singled his last time up, came around to score. That was the 4th of the 6 runs for the Blue Devils that inning. This one a little too far to the right. It's going to be a late throw down and gets past Greco there. And this is going to be now 2 stolen bags. Pelicans are going to decide not to throw it into the third baseman, Darishin. Looks like we may have a positional change out there in center field. We'll see, but I'm not sure if that's Jack Pelican still out there in center fielder. We once again forgot our binoculars here, which is not ideal for a long game with probably lots of substitutions like this. But either way, it'll be a runner at third base. Check swing off the bat here of Gonzalez, and Lane Tech 1 strike away from closing the door here on this 3rd inning. Gonzalez, we've seen playing in right field. A couple of balls hit his way through the first 2 innings defensively. Now looking to get his 2nd run of the day as this one misses too far to the left, and it will be a full count here now. 2nd straight 1 for Sotelo on the mound. And this one misses down low, so runners on the corners. It's a good thing Lane Tech's going to have an extra day in between games with this being a... Oh, and they're going to chase all the way to second base. So you see this move sometimes in Little League Baseball, that you get the walk and then the pitcher is just not aware, so you run for second. It's a live ball, so because of that, Gonzalez is going to get a free base and 2 runners in scoring position for the Blue Devils. 2nd and 3rd. Gonzalez at 2nd. Hall at 3rd. 2 away, and the leadoff hitter Charlie Badgley coming to the plate. 2 for 2 of a double and a single here early on. He scored both times. First pitch misses outside from Sotelo. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field on a sunny March Friday in Chicago. As Sotelo tries the same pitch, got a little closer to the strike zone there, but once again, the umpire will say a little too far to the left. Get to see any pinch hitters, and just as I say that, looks like we may have one on deck. As first, this one hit down the first base line, will stay foul. Early on in the first inning, we saw a lot of pitches going for foul balls here. Not as much. A lot of them, more of them have been going fair these last couple of innings. But that one will go for a foul. 2-1 the count. Sotelo fires again. This one hit towards third. Darishin, it goes off either his foot or the bag. 1 run will score. They're going to catch the runner at second in a rundown, but he comes safely into second, and we're all knotted up at 8 again. That was a weirdly placed ball right to the third base bag. Coming in safely to score is going to be Sam Schmidt. Gonzalez will be trapped there at second, so he stays there. Badgley gets on for the third time today in the third inning with a single, and we're going to see our first pinch hitter of the day in the form of number 16, Evan Larson. As we said, we expected there to be quite a few changes here just because of how long this game is going, and the junior first baseman is going to come in. Not sure if this is going to be a permanent change or just a pinch hitting change, but he will come in to hit for Thomas Beardman, who I believe is the only player who's 0 for 2 here, as Larson skies this one, trap into the outfield, and gets it on the run. So Lane Tech gets out number 3, but not before one more run is pushed across the plate. It's 8-8 as we head to the bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. So the reason Beardman did not come to the plate to hit there in inning number 3 is because he is going to come in to pitch. So Thomas Beardman becomes the second pitcher of the day for the Blue Devils. He moves in from left field to pitch. I'm not sure if there was a change there. It looks like Behrens is at first, so they've changed their defensive alignment completely. It was Schmidt over there at first base. I imagine he may have moved into left field. We can't quite see from here, but it'll be Behrens at first base, and Thomas Beardman shifts from left field to the mound. Last year, 3 wins on the mound for the now senior, a 3.02 ERA with 29 strikes for Beardman. He's one of the top returning players. Pitcher and an outfielder, but he really stars on the mound a lot more than he does offensively, so he's going to come in as the first reliever here today. This was kind of the plan coming into today for this Warren Township team. It was Behrens to start, Beardman to be the first reliever, and then we may see Shills come in later. As first pitch to Joshua is hit towards center field. This one headed towards the fence and off the left center fence. Joshua chasing for second. He's going to try to turn this into a triple, and Lane Tech has their third triple of the day. So not the ideal start for Beardman on the mound as he gives up a leadoff triple to Zach Joshua. And Lane Tech, once again, 1 base away from taking back this lead. That's just the type of game it has been here today. Joshua now with a double and a triple. Emiliano Perez-Zeeb is going to come back to pinch run. Joshua hit a double the last time up. Zeeb came in, scored the run for him, and now we will see if another pinch runner can score here as Teo Greco is going to come to the plate. The righty shortstop. It's an up and down day in the field. He's yet to single this first time up, but got out after a drop strike 3 on Jack Pelican, and Greco was not sure where to go. He tried to come back to first base, and he got tagged out there. So we'll look to advance further past first base, but still with a 1,000 batting average on the year as we'll move to a 1-1 count on Greco. Bottom of inning number 3 here from Kerrywood Field. It's the Champions and the Blue Devils knotted up at 1 apiece. Sieb takes the lead over there at third. This one bounces off the glove of Hall, but they're going to tell the runner to hold there so it did not get away too much. We saw 2 pitches escape from Hall in that last inning. One of them led to a run for Louis Derishin, who stole home. Kind of the first errors we've seen out of the catcher today, as the 2-1 gets in there for a strike. That was actually the 3-0 pitch, so we'll go to a 3-1 the count. On deck, it's going to be Jack Pelican hitting for the second time today, and then top the order for the Champions. We're trying to hit through the order for the second time here today. This one hit towards right center and off the glove of the right fielder Gonzalez. 1 run will score easily, and Lane Sack back in the lead here, 9-8. The offense keeps on humming here for the Champions. There's been some fielding errors in all 3 of the areas, right center and left field today for the Blue Devils. And Jack Pelican will come to the plate looking to extend this lead. He struck out his first time up. Had a nice day at the plate his first game of the season against Niles West. That's first pitch a little too far inside, the umpire says. And we'll go to a 1-0 count. Runner on first base, that being Greco, who's now 2 for 2 in his varsity debut with no outs for the Champions. After this, it'll be top the order, Tyler Trapp, as curve misses outside. And Pelican will go ahead in the count 2-0. Fans for this one battling out the cold. As we mentioned, players have the sun. We've luckily got a space heater here in the press box, but the fans, some very cold conditions, as Pelican will get contact with the ball for one of the first times today, and sends this foul to the right-hand side. We'll go to a 2-1 count. Trapp on deck, 1 for 2, but had a monster double his last time up. Lane Tech is only 3 players who have reached in both their first 2 times up. Derishin hit 2 triples, Joshua with a double and a triple, and Greco with 2 sophomores, as this one change up high and inside, but the umpire will say it is a strike, and we'll even out the count at 2-2. Lane Tech still with no outs, so they'd be able to give up an out here as Pelican tried to do a hit and run there, as we saw Greco take off for second base, but goes a little bit too foul. Lane Tech manager Sean Freeman made the 2-handed grab there, left of the third base bag, and we'll try the 2-2 again. We'll see if once again Greco takes off for second. I think Beardman's going to have a closer eye on the bag there. Now that we saw that steal attempt, and he will throw over to first, but not in time. Greco with some speed, a lot of speed on the base pass this year, even after graduating Joseph Perona, who was one of the top, if not the top base stealer in the public league last year. But they return some, and they bring some more speed to the lineup this year, as the 2-2 gets away from Hall, that one off his knee. Greco will get 1. He's going to almost turn for third, but they'll hold him as he gets about a third through the base path. And Lane Tech with another runner in scoring position as the Champions try to get their 10th run of the game. After this inning, if they do get to the 10-run mark, we'll check what their season high was last year. I'm guessing they hit this at least once because they did have some run rule wins, but Lane Tech definitely with a shot to go for the most runs in recent program history. As this one hit through the first base gap, Jack Pelican will safely be in with a single, and that will advance the runner to the corners as Greco goes from second to third. And that is now 3 straight reaches to start off the inning. That's actually the best start to an inning Lane Tech has had. They had that 6-run inning. They had a strikeout to start it off. They had the 2-run inning. They had a double to start off, but then a strikeout. So even though the champions have only put one across the plate so far, they are off to their best start to an inning yet here today. And Tyler Trapp will look to do something similar to what he did last time, which is blast the ball to the outfield, hit a double to left field that moved all the way to the fence, probably about 325 feet. If it had been 10 feet higher, 15 feet higher, would have been a home run here out of Kerrywood Field. So we'll see if Trapp can repeat that magic here with runners on the corners. Sure, the Lane Sack fan base would love a 3-run shot here. First out of the park home run of the year, if it were to happen, as this one off the bat makes a direct trajectory towards third base, but a little foul. Once again, Freeman makes the play, much to the joy of the Lane Tech dugout over there. So we'll move to a 1-1 count here on Trapp. The pitch in there for a strike. That one was right down the middle, it looked like. Beardman just threw up the fastball and finds the zone. So Trapp trying to avoid his second strikeout of the day. This is his third time up to the plate in 3 innings. A hit and run. This one hit towards right center, and getting under it safely is going to be Gonzalez. They would have possibly picked off the runner at first, but tagging up from third is Greco. So Lane Sack with some smart base running there. Pelican will stay at first base, but a sac fly from Tyler Trapp gives Lane Sack the 10-8 lead. So the champions do reach the double-digit mark here in inning number 3 of action. They are on pace to score 20 runs here today. See if they can keep that up. Seen hit by Shashua, run by Zeeb, and a run by Greco now. As Henry Murray will come to the plate, first pitch. Trying to chase him outside, but Murray will not fall for it. So now it's been 6 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second, and 2 now in the third for the champions. 10-8 Lane Tech leads, bottom of inning number 3. Pelicans still with a lead over there at first. On that last big hit by Trapp that got chased down in right field, it looked like Pelican was trying to steal there, but ended up having to come back because it was caught in right field. It probably tagged up if he had not tried for that steal attempt. But he'll still wait over there at first base. 1-1 the count on Murray, who last time struck out. He got hit by a pitch his first time up, so if you had to see Murray reach on a hit here today. Did score a run off that hit by pitch, but I'm sure he'd love to make some good contact with the ball as the 1-1 misses away. Hall had to scoot over quickly there to prevent that one from heading to the backstop and giving Lane Tech a free stolen bag. A lot of strategic base running from both these squads here today off of wild pitches and normal pitches. As this one, a high changeup, gets in there for a strike. And we'll even it out at 2-2. A weird-looking pitch there that dropped at the end from Beardman. So maybe been closer to a cutter or something there. Not sure what his exact arsenal is, as this one, a soft bouncer towards short. They'll throw to first, and this one gets away from the first baseman, Barons, and coming to third is Pelican. So another error here, this time off the shortstop Shills. And with one away, Lane Tech will have runners in the corners once again. So Pelican comes safely to third off the wild throw. Murray reaches. Still will not be an official hit, but we'll give it to him. That will be probably ends up being an E6, but he does reach off the single. And coming to the plate is going to be, this is Borgren pinch hitting, switch hitting here. This one hit high to the left-hand side. No, it's going to be a pinch hitter. So Emiliano Perez-Zeeb, who we've seen pinch run here, comes in to hit for Ethan Borgren. Interesting switch here. Borgren, his first 2 times up, hit a single and then struck out. On deck, Louis Derishin, as this one misses outside, and we'll go to a 1-1 count. Runners on the corner, one away. Bottom of inning number 3, Lane Tech with a 10-8 lead, looking to move it past the 2 runs here that they currently have on top of the Blue Devils. Murray waiting patiently there at first. He stole second his first time he got on today as the 1-1 misses down low. This is the first plate appearance we've seen this season from Z, but we mentioned he's been pinch running every time Joshua has gotten on, but this is the first time we've seen him get a chance to hit the ball. As this one misses down low. Really been trying to get these Lane Tech lefties to chase to the outside part of the plate, but it's not been the case so far. Zeeb, a junior, played travel ball with the Chicago Warriors this summer and hit leadoff the whole summer. As Murray to second, they're going to call, they call him out or safe? I think they called him out there. Okay, so Pelican gets caught over there at third. It was a very unclear signal by the umpire. Murray's going to come safely into second base, but that will be out number 2 for the champions. So decreases their chances ever so slightly of extending their lead here, but the inning will go on with Murray over there at second. See if Borgren stays in left field or if this is potentially a change, as this one swung on and missed, and that will close out inning number 3. But Lane Tech does get 2 more runs across the plate. Zeeb scores a pinch run, and Teo Greco comes around the score after a single. It's the champions 10, Warren Township 8, as we head to inning number 4. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. We will head to inning number 4 here. Lane Tech with a 10-8 lead over the Warren Township Blue Devils, thanks to 2 more runs tacked on there in inning number 3. Lucino Sotelo will return for a second inning of work as first pitch misses outside here. Working against the 3-hitter Adam Schills, the lefty shortstop, who we saw have an error there in the bottom half of the 3rd. This time, though, laces one into right field and will have a single. That one hit right in front of Henry Murray there, out in right. So the offenses continue to work well here to start off this matchup. I mean, we say start off almost halfway through this one. An hour and a half of game time so far. Top of inning number 4 here from Kerrywood Field. As Cole Clark comes to the plate, first pitch misses high and away. Sotelo was able to only give up one there in the third. We still have not seen an inning from either team where no one has scored a run. At this pace, it seems like whichever team does not score a run in an inning might be the team that loses this one just because of how consistent the offensive output has been here today. Both the teams had their 6-run innings, and then the difference so far has had Lane Tech has had 2 2-run innings, and Warren has had 2 1-run innings. As the 2-0 misses outside. Clark would love to have a walk here and easily get on to first base. On deck, it's going to be Behrens, it looks like here, who's going to stay in the batting order. Started off today as pitcher, moved over to first base. That's the 3-0. Clark watches head to the strike zone, and we'll move it to a 3-1 count. We're looking through the last year's schedule for the champions as Clark will draw the walk, and it looks like the high on the season for scoring was a 18-run game that Lane Tech had against Lakeview, so they still have some room to go if they want to reach that mark. However, technically speaking, they are on pace to score 20 runs through 6 innings, so we'll see if Lane Tech can do that. Runners at first and second base for the lefty Behrens, who, as we mentioned, was pitching righty today as this ball slips out of the hands of Sotelo, but Joshua quick up to grab that one. Infield has remained the same, maybe a couple of outfield changes. We'll try to get you those defensively for Lane Tech. Sotelo, the second pitcher into the game for Lane. However, it does look like they have some bullpen work as the 0-1 gets in there for a strike. Excuse me, the 1-0 gets in there for a strike. This is the longest appearance yet this year for Sotelo, who went 1 inning in his first relief appearance. Couple of guys under this one, and a dive. Oh, gets away there from the center fielder for the champions, and that will be an infield. Oh, there's a bunch of different runners on the base pass right now. Someone's going to get out, and we'll see which runner they call out. This could be a double play, and we'll see. So right now there's 2 runners at second base. Both Cole Clark and Adam Schills are there. I think someone was expecting someone for that to be caught, so they didn't run to third base, and they're going to end up calling, looks like Clark out here. Or no, they're going to call Behrens out. So somehow Clark stays at first base, it looks like here, and Schills stays at second base, and Behrens somehow got out there. So I'm not sure how we're going to mark that on our scorecard, but that is going to be out number 1 on the inning. Coaches are talking things over with the umpire. That is the one player I did not think was going to end up out on that play. But either way, it'll be 2 on, 1 away here in top of inning number 4. Champions with a 2-run lead here over Warren Township, 6:04 local time in Roscoe Village. Sotelo's going to have a quick mound visit with Louis Darish in there. Still talking things over with the manager, Clint Smothers of Warren. I think they're just as confused as we were about who's out. I mean, there's no way all of them are safe, considering there's 2 guys at 1 bag, and I think it's correct that 2 of them should be in, but it's just not the 2 that we thought should be in, because, oh, and looks now they're going to switch it. So Clark's going to head back to the dugout. We'll see if Behrens comes back, and if he doesn't, then that's somehow going to have ended up a double play. And it really looks like right now there's just 1 guy on the base pass, so there's a chance that ended up being a double play. The only thing I can imagine is if the center fielder, who we believe might be Zeeb, who came in there to play center field, that's what it looks like from our angle, caught the ball, then dropped it, and then they called the runner at first out, and then as a result, the tag-up rules did apply, and there's 2 runners at second. Only 1 guy can be at second. One of them gets called out, and I think that is what we're going to have. So looks to be a double play. Now it's going to be 1 runner on at second base. That is Adam Schills, and it'll be Albert Jaquez coming up to bat as first pitch misses outside. So a little bit of a lucky break there for the champions, who now are much closer to getting out of this inning. There's a couple of times this year we've seen so far where the umpires have made 1 call, then they've convened and changed the call. Not much you don't see that often in high school just because there's no replays or anything, but we saw a double play overturned against Niles West. We just saw that call, I guess, overturned, or maybe there's just a rules interpretation there. But either way, some changes from the referees that have been, from the umpires, excuse me, that have been shown here in the first 2 games of Lane Tech's season. As the 1-1 misses outside. So the 4th batter of the inning, if they are able to get him out, this would be the shortest half inning of the game. Right now, the shortest is 6 batters put to the bag yet, as this one hit towards Greco, skips it across the diamond to Jack Zor, and that will be a 6-3 put out to end the inning. For the first time, we have a half inning with no runs scored. We will head to the bottom of the 4th. Lane Tech looking to extend their lead. It's the Champions 10, the Blue Devils 8. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. We head to the bottom of inning number 4 here at Kerrywood Field, officially halfway through tonight's contest. 18 runs scored, 4 pitchers used between the 2 squads, a whole lot of batters who have reached base, and a combined 103 minutes of action from our 4:24 first pitch to the 6:07 local time, where the midway point of the 4th inning was reached. So those are all some recent records for Lane Tech. We don't usually track those, but I have to imagine we've not seen those recently out of Lane Tech. Usually when 10 runs are scored by Lane, it's in like blowout conference games or something. It's not usual that the other team has reciprocated with 8 runs of their own, as Louis Derishin comes to the plate to start off this inning number 4 of action. First pitch gets in there for a strike here in the bottom of the 4th. Derishin's having himself quite a day. 2 at bats so far, and they have both gone for triples, as this one hit towards left field. Probably not going to be a triple, but it will be an easy single for Derishin. It was now 3 for 3 on the day, and Jack Zur will come to the plate. Lane Tech with a 2-run lead right now, but they would love to add some insurance this inning. The most they've led by today was 5 after inning number 1. A 6-1 lead, currently the lead at 10-8 over this Warren team. First pitch inside, gets in there for a strike on Jack Zur. Sir on the day, 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. Scored off that double, but got trapped at first on that walk after a strikeout by Cap on the next at-bat. It's Cap on deck right now, Zach Joshua in the hole, and then the 8-9 hitters, Teo Greco and Jack Pelican, are up after that, though we'll see if any pinch hitters are used this inning. Hall placed that perfectly on the outside part of the plate. Beardman was able to find him, and they'll go for a strike. Beardman in his second inning of work gave up 2 in his first inning. Both Barons and Cat went only 2 innings. So this one will not be chased outside, and will even it out at a 2-2 count. So we've seen a ball, strike, or strike, ball, strike, ball. We'll see if that pattern holds up here on the 2-2. Dershin waiting over there at first base. Not going to take off, and a swing and a miss on a strike 3 there for Jack Sir. So it seems like the offense is maybe fizzling out a little bit. Top half of this inning was the first time we have seen a team not score in the half inning. Lane Tech hoping they are not going to continue that trend here as Cap watches the 0-0 hit the way outside of the plate for a strike. Umpire will say he'll fall behind here 0-1. As this one hit sharp towards short. Could be a double play ball. Schills throws to second across a diamond. The scoop not able to be done by Barons, and that will be just a single. I guess you could say that fielder's choice for Jeffrey Cap, who reaches for the second time today, and that will be 2 away. So Zach Joshua will try to keep this one going. On deck now, Teo Greco. Joshua's had himself quite the day. He's gotten pinch run for both times he's reached, but he's reached off of a double and a triple, and both of those hits have eventually turned into runs. So he's possibly been the most productive member of the offense today. This one's hit shortly, though. The Beardman, who rushes over the first, flips it to Barons, and not a 1-2-3 inning, but pretty close, as Lane Tech will not score here in the bottom of the 4th. We head to inning number 5. It's the Champions 10, Warren Blue Devils 8. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To inning number 5 we head. It's the Lane Tech Champions 10, the Warren Township Blue Devils 8 here on a chilly Friday evening at Cary Wood Field. Lucino Sotelo will stay in for a 3rd inning of work. Gave up 1 in his first inning, but none in his second, and we'll look to continue that here into inning number 5. We do have all the defensive changes now, which we've been figuring out the last couple of innings. So in center field, Emiliano Perez-Zeeb comes in. It's making his season debut defensively for the Champions. And then Jack Pelican shifted from center field, where he started the day, to left field, and then Henry Murray has stayed in right. So the only player to have exited the game other than the pitcher Josh Katz so far has been the left fielder Ethan Borgren. He hasn't been hitting either, so Borgren leaves the game here in the first couple of innings as this one hit towards second. Trapp could not get it, so Tello was late to the bag anyways, and that will be a single to start off this inning for Sam Schmidt, who moved from first base, I think, to left field. Behrens went into right field, went in from pitching to first base, so Schmidt had to get moved, but either way, he is going to reach safely with a single here. That's his third reach in 3 plate appearances, a double, a single, and now a single. He scored off of all 3 of those, and that will bring to the plate the catcher, Jake Hall. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on the first one, a big swing there, and I think they're going to have him switch bats here. He took the wrong bat up, it looks like. You don't see that a lot, but the umpire will let him switch that around quickly. And he'll return to the batter's box with a 0-1 count here in the top of inning number 5. Lane Tech 9 outs away from a possible victory. Have to prevent Warren from scoring 2 in that span. In the first 9 outs, they were able to put 8 across the plate, so that is nothing for sure yet. So we're ready for the 1-1. Sotelo looks towards first base. This one just misses outside, and we'll go to a 2-1 count now. This is Sotelo's now 4th inning pitch this year. As we mentioned, he came into close for the first game, and talking with him yesterday, it seemed like the assumption was he was going to close this game, but Katz went shorter than originally expected, only throwing 2 innings in this one, and now Sotelo forced to do a slightly longer outing than expected. We started this thought earlier. I'm not sure we finished it. Lane Tech plays a game Monday. They're going to have 2 days of rest versus the original 1, as this one skied foul by Hall. Went right on top of the press box here for a foul, but we'll keep it at a 2-2 count. But as we were saying, Lane Tech's going to have 2 days to rest their arms now. Sotelo probably will not be active for that Monday game against De La Salle, but they are going to have some more rest for all their players instead of the usual 1 game if this Warren game was played tomorrow, as it originally was expected to be. As Hall's going to call time. It's not reached on the hit yet. Did have a hit by pitch and a strikeout to reach in his first 2 at-bats in the 2nd and 3rd inning. This one misses outside and will go all to a full count. Sotelo looking for his first out here of the 5th inning. Schmidt holding there happy at first base. Has not made any attempt to run just yet. On deck is going to be the 9-hitter Gonzalez, and he'll go to the plate with 1 out after a swing and a miss from Jake Hall. Looks like they switched bats there, so there's 1 bat that they're just not using. Not sure the reason why, but Gonzalez, the lefty, will head to the plate. He's been playing in right field here today. Singled his first time up, walked his second time up, scored the first time, only reached second the second time up. His first pitch is going to miss low. Seen 6 players in the lineup score today for the Blue Devils. 6 of their 9 starters crossed home plate safely. So move to a 2-0 count. Lane Tech fans thought that one was a little closer to the strike zone than the rest of the fans here did. As this one hit towards first, double play potential. Sir throws to Greco, and it goes off his glove. This has ended up going to be runners at first and third instead of a possible 2-out scenario. Some infield mistakes from both of these squads have plagued Lane Sack and Warren today, as now there'll be Gonzalez at first, Schmidt at third, and top the lineup, Charlie Badgley coming to hit. Talking something over. Don't think there's going to be a call to a bullpen just yet. Currently no one throwing in the bullpen for Lane Sack. Sotelo, as you mentioned, in his 5th inning of work. Badgley comes to the plate, reaching all 3 of his first times up. I think the only player to do that, oh no, alongside Schmidt, who also did that, for the Blue Devils, a double his first time, a single his second time, and a single his third time. Scored the first 2 times as well, so he's responsible for a quarter of these runs, as this one hit into the Warren bullpen. That had been a little bit further to the left, would have been a risky ball over there in right field. Henry Murray playing about a little closer to the line than he is to center field, but not super close to the line there. So dangerous ball from Badgley, but Lane Sack looks out as the center fielder's hit turns foul. Sotelo looks in and throws one high, so we'll go to a 1-1 count. Be interesting to see who Lane Sack calls for in the pen after that. I believe Aman Khan is available for this. He's one of what's expected to be Lane Sack's starters for this one, but Lane's going to try to do anything possible to get the win here today, as this one just goes off the bat of Badgley and move to a 1-2 count. Runners on the corners here, still in the top of the 5th. There was a scoreless 4th inning combined from both these squads after each of them scored in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings. The offensives have cooled down a little bit, but Warren threatening to tie this one back up with the tying runs on base at 1st and 3rd. This one fouled off again. Some high exit velocity here from Badgley, but he's not been able to straighten any of them out into fair territory. Just kept this at-bat going. I still believe just a 1-2 count. Sotelo looks in and fires a little far to the left. Yep, and now the umpire will confirm it. So 2-2, 3 foul balls already this at-bat for Charlie Badgley. Best case scenario for Lane, this one gets hit in the infield and has a potential for a double play ball without scoring the runner, but I'm sure they'll take a strikeout as well, as the 2-2 misses outside, and we'll go to a 3-2 count. 10-8, top of inning number 5. Lane Sack with the lead over Warren. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field. Wind blowing out towards left field as this one goes in the dirt, and a 1-2 count turns into a walk, and the bases are loaded for the Blue Devils. Joshua is going to come out to have a quick word with his pitcher. Looks like Beardman's going to return into the game to hit. So he started the game left field, got pinch hit for by Larson in inning number 3, but then in the top of the 4th he came into pitch. He's still pitching, and he's also going to still be hitting now because of the IHSA rules where you can stay in. Apologies, folks, there is one away. We forgot to update that on the scoreboard, so that is big. There is that strikeout for Hall, as first pitch is going to get in there for a strike here. 0-1 the count on the 2-hitter, Thomas Beardman. It's Badgley at first base, Gonzalez at second, Schmidt at third. So they try to get Beardman to chase, but he will hold still. It's been a very impressive couple of innings for Beardman on the mound. After an uneven couple of first innings from Barons, they've each thrown 2 apiece. That's a big swing to miss here, and Sotelo 1 strike away from getting a big second out. Inning number 5 of action here from Kerrywood Field. Sotelo looks in, fans getting loud. A couple of moments here tonight that have been really important, and this one will just go a little high and inside. Runners have not taken that big of leads at first, second, and third. They realized the only way they can score is off a wild pitch. I don't think we've seen any of those thrown yet from Sotelo, as this one hit high towards left field. Pelican and Zeeb chasing after it. Pelican will get it. They're going to try to tag in with the run. Sotelo's not going to throw home, and one run will come across the plate. So it's sac fly for Thomas Beardman. And runners now at first and second. So Lane Tech still with the lead. It was Badgley staying there at first. Gonzalez staying at third. Schmidt tags up for the score. And now Adam Schills will come in, the lefty hitter, who has yet to reach here today. A forward K, a backwards K, and a fly out to second base. As first pitch gets in there for a strike. Schills, as we mentioned, is the expected second reliever tonight for the Blue Devils, as a big swing and a miss. That was a slow swing from Schills. You have to imagine how this weather is affecting the players. Not much sun on the field now, 6:27. They asked us to turn on the lights midway through last inning, so it's getting darker on the field well. And, you know, definitely probably hard to keep playing at top level, as a strike three called on a swing and a miss. We will head to the bottom of the fifth. Lane Tech leads 10-9. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball.
Shot, one opportunity, seize everything you ever wanted, one moment, did you capture it? Just let it slip. Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, his vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth.
To the bottom of inning number 5 we go. One run came across the plate for Warren in last inning, so it will be just a one-run lead for the champions here as the sun starts to set in Chicago, Illinois, 6:29 local time. And coming to the plate will be Teo Greco facing off against Thomas Beardman in inning number 3 of work for the right-hander. After some very impressive scoring in the first couple of innings, we have seen the offenses quiet down a little bit, as this one off the leg of Schills, and that will be a single for Greco. Quite a debut for the sophomore offensively. There's been a couple of shaky plays defensively for him, but on offense, 3 at-bats and 3 singles for Teo Greco, as Jack Pelican comes to the plate. Pelican reached once today with a nice single his last time up. Came all the way to third, but got caught on the pickoff there. Lays down a bunt straight up the middle. This will advance the runner, and a perfectly played bunt there by Jack Pelican. The team has known that he can lay down a really good bunt. We saw him do it once against Niles West, and does it again here to advance the runner. And it will be a runner in scoring position now for the Champions with one away in the bottom of inning number 5. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field, top of the lineup as Tyler Trapp, the righty, comes to the plate. After him, it'll be Henry Murray trying to score Teo Greco here. First pitch, a little bit of contact made there. Goes behind Trapp there for a foul ball. Lane Tech will travel to De La Salle on Monday for their 3rd game of the season. This one hit right back to Shills, who darts it across that diamond to Barons. And a quick second out there will be the now 1 for 4 on the day for Trapp. And Henry Murray, who is 1 for 2 on the day, will come to the plate. So after that leadoff single for Teo Greco, Lane Tech at risk of putting it to waste as the lefty Henry Murray comes to the plate. Is a switch hitter, but has hit lefty all day here today as first one goes way inside for a ball. The offensive stats for this one are going to be very, very interesting. Head coach John Freeman, after every game, tweets out the offensive leaders, and there are going to be some crazy statistics with the number of at-bats all these players are racking up. There's a chance near the top of the lineup we're going to see 5 or 6 at-bats for all these players. Trapp has already hit 4 times. The 4th time to the plate for Murray as this one hit down the first base line. Barons gets it, runs to the bag, and another scoreless inning for the Champions. It's Lane Tech 10, Warren 9 as we head to the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Just said 30 for 26. So that's 2 inning number 6 we had is a 10-9 lead for Lane Tech, and they will head to the bullpen for the 2nd time today as Aiden Bozak makes his 2nd appearance of the year. It's very interesting. Lane Tech going with the 3 of the same 4 pitchers they used against Niles West. Excuse me, 2 of the 4 same pitchers they used against Niles West. We saw Lucino Sotelo, who closed against Niles West, come in as the first reliever here tonight, and now we see Aiden Bozak come in as the 2nd reliever tonight. He was the 2nd reliever, actually the exact same role, came in the 6th against Niles West. That time, though, there was 2 outs in the 6th and a couple of runners in scoring position. Tonight, though, it is going to be a fresh slate for the junior right-handed pitcher. Players were impressed with how Bozak pitched on Wednesday, and he'll look to keep that going here tonight against the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, starting off with the righty Cole Clark. As first pitch, nice curveball, gets in there for a strike, and will go to an 0-1 count. Lane Sack 6 outs away from a possible victory. Warren just 1 run away from tying this one out and up. And Lane Tech has not scored in the last 2 innings. So if Warren wants a chance to work their way into this one, this would be the perfect time to strike. As this one hit high back, and Bozak will get ahead in the count 1-2. Mentioned on Wednesday, Bozak was on JV. He actually was not on JV last year, not played with the program last season, but has come back this 2023 season and now showing he's one of the top choices out of the bullpen for this Lane Sack baseball squad. Not a lot of times you see players pitch in back-to-back games, especially in the first 2 games of the season as a newcomer to the varsity level. But Bozak doing just that as the 2-2 misses high, and it will be a full count for the first at-bat faced by Aiden Bozak. Clark at the plate has reached 2 of 3 times today. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a strikeout. Has not scored a run, though, and this one just a little too far to the right. Lane Tech thought they had a strikeout there, but instead it will be a lead-off walk for the designated hitter, Clark. And now we'll see the lefty hitting Barons come to the plate. The manager, they're going to give a pinch runner, it looks like here. We'll see if we can catch the number or not. Not sure if we can, but that is going to be a pinch runner over there at first base for the Blue Devils. Looks like that's going to be number 11, Kyle Carpenter. So Carpenter makes his debut this season as a pinch runner. Lane of a 10-9 lead here in the top of the 6th. Fan section getting kind of loud here from Warren. It's mostly parents as well as obviously the dugout over there. They're trying to will their team to some extra offense as first pitch gets in there for a strike. Couple of these times today with lefty hitters that have been kind of crowding the plate. The umpire's not been afraid to call inside pitches as strikes. We saw Jack Sir do that earlier, and Barons with his feet almost on the line there as a lightning pickoff attempt there from Bozak just misses. But as you were saying, Barons very close to being on the batter's box line there, not giving a lot of room for Bozak to work with on the right side of the plate from our angle. As another pickoff attempt, this one almost gets in there as well. Guessing he'll throw the actual pitch there, but Bozak 2 times very close to getting pickoffs here of the pinch runner for the Blue Devils, who represents the tie run. Barons at the plate is the go-ahead run here in the top of the 6th, as this one will get in there for a strike. We'll move to an 0-2 count. Bozak looking to get his first out of this outing. On deck, it'll be Albert Hawkins. Bozak waits from the call. 0-2 misses high and away. Once again, kudos to Zach Joshua for his catching today. We have not seen a lot of pitches get past Joshua today. There's been a mix of some very solid pitching and some pitches that have missed the zone a little bit, but almost all of them Joshua has been able to field very cleanly, and that's kept a couple of runs off the board here for the Blue Devils as the 2-0 goes a little too far inside. Barons, luckily for Lane Tech, decided to back off of that one and not let it hit him. That would have been a free base for sure. Instead, we'll move to 2-all in the ball count strike. Bozak got charged with just a third of an inning pitch as he will fire up a high fastball, swung on and missed, and 1 away now here in the top of inning number 6. As you were saying, Bozak got charged with just 0.1 innings pitched, came in to finish the 6th inning against Niles West, gave up 1 hit Faced 2 batters in that one. Overall, a solid outing for the junior right-hander. This one could be an even more solid outing. His first strikeout of his varsity career as first pitch misses inside. And he would love to follow that up with some more here as Albert Jaquez comes to the plate. Still that pinch runner over at first base. There is one away now as another pickoff attempt close here. This time the ball's dropped by Jack Sir. Yet to see any pickoffs or runners runners caught stealing for Lane Tech defensively this year. That's usually a category they're pretty solid at, especially compared to other public league schools. So we'll see if they return to that trend in the next couple of weeks. 1-1, the count on Jaquez, who's reached 2 of 3 times here today. It's another pickoff attempt. This one a little too high. We've seen the lead being taken over there at first kind of slowly get smaller as they've tried to avoid a pickoff there. Be a big confidence boost for Lane if they are able to clear the base paths here before getting the 3rd out. The pitch, bunt laid down, a high bunt. Bozak can't get it. Schoch was instead going to jet it down the first. A head first slide in the first base by Jaquez. It will advance the runner, but it does get the 2nd out, so that is what counts right now for Lane Tech. Sacrifice front bunt by Albert Jaquez. Cole Clark, the pinch runner for Cole Clark, advances to 2nd. And now they'll be up to Sam Schmidt, the second best hitter on the day. Actually, the most. He's the only one who got 4 bases and 3 runs in his first 3 at-bats. So Sam Schmidt comes to the plate. A double, a single, and a single his first 3 times up. His first pitch misses outside, and every single one of those went for runs. The only other player who started off the day was Charlie, 3 for 3 for the Blue Devils, was Charlie Badgley. He went 3 for 3 of a double, a single, and then last inning walked, but was not able to advance past first base. He's gotten stuck at first the last 2 times up. As 2 straight balls high here from Bozak. Runner at second base, top of inning number 6. Lane Tech holding on to a 10-9 lead here. They're going to really want to put some insurance on in the bottom half of this inning, but currently they're just focused on getting out of this one with no damage done. Bozak looks back at the runner towards second. We have not seen any pickoff attempts at second yet. Check swing, and they're going to say it's a strike. Not sure if that was because of the check swing or if it was because of just that it hit the zone. It was a late call from the umpire, so I imagine it's because of the check swing. But either way, we'll get Bozak back in this count. Jake Hall, the catcher, on deck. Jacob Gonzalez, the right fielder, in the hole. As Bozak gets a little bit of contact on this one, just fired up the fastball here. We see him pitching around the corners of the zone more than a lot of these other Lane Tech pitchers we've seen this season. But this time just fires up a fastball and gets it in there for a strike. So we'll move to 2-2, 2 away here, inning number 6 of action. This would be a big strike 3 from Aiden Bozak. Runner over there at second's going to stay. The pitch is wide, and he'll get third base free here. So we'll move to a full count, and the tying run has moved 1 bag away here at Kerrywood Field. Segment got a little too much there for Bozak. A ball must have slipped out of his hands there. I imagine it's quite hard to grip the ball with how cold I imagine everyone's hands are right now in the field. Just sitting here up here in the press box with gloves and everything, our hands have been getting cold, and the players out here with glove on and one bare hand. Imagine the grip of the baseball, not super easy right now as Bozak readies for the 3-2. Hit deep towards right center and finds its way into the gap. Zeeb will fumble it in center field. He finally picks it up, and this is going to be a triple. They're going to try to go home. The play at the plate is cut off by Bozak, and a inside the park home run by Schmidt to give the lead back to the Warren Blue Devils. (11-10), Warren leads. Cole Clark, the pinch runner for Cole Clark, came around to score easily. Schmidt put on the gas, was able to come around all 4 bags. A couple extra seconds it took there for Zeeb near center field to pick up the ball, I think was the difference. And then Bozak had to cut it off and then tried to jet a throw, but by then it was too late, as we're going to move to an 11-10 game as Warren scores for the first few times, a couple of innings, and we're going to see a pinch batter, it looks like here, to try to keep the inning alive. That's going to be in the form of number 19, who we don't have on our roster, it looks like here. Could be a number, oh no, it's going to be number 19, Beck Kelberg. As first pitch misses high. Kelberg will be playing next year at the college level at the University of Michigan Dearborn. As 2 straight balls here. Bases are empty, but the lead for Warren now. This is actually their first lead of the day, believe it or not. And Lane Tech's going to have some room to make up in the 6th and 7th inning, as this one's Sky. Joshua chasing it back, gets under it, and makes the grab. So Kelberg flies out, but an inside the park home run by Sam Schmidt gives the Warren Township Blue Devils their first lead of the game in inning number 6. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. We head to a consequential bottom of the 6th inning. Just an inning and a half to play here in regulation at Kerrywood Field. Thomas Beardman, who has been excellent in 3 innings of relief for the Warren Township Blue Devils, will stay in for an inning number 4. Why not? He looked probably his best yet in that last inning. His last 2 innings have been great. 4 batters faced in both of those 2 innings. No runs put across the plate for Lane Tech since the 3rd inning, where they scored 2. So only 2 earned runs so far against Thomas Beardman, and he will look to keep that going here in this inning number 6 against Lane Tech. After the heroics of his teammate Sam Schmidt, an inside the park home run, 2-run inside the park home run, gave the Warren Township Blue Devils their first lead of the game. It looks like coming back into hit is going to be Ethan Borgren. He's been in and out of the game, but he will come into hit here back in his original spot in inning number 6. Borgren, the righty, faces the first pitch down low in the zone and will move to a 1-0 count. Lane Tech has played with the lead or it being tied all day long. This is the first time they're going to have to come from behind, as Borgren hit this one right off his foot. It looks like it's going to take a long stroll to the on-deck circle, but looks like he will be okay and stay in. We mentioned Borgren this summer was just such a strong hitter. Reached with a single his first time up, then struck out before getting pinch hit for his 3rd time up by Emiliano Perez-Zeeb, who moved to center field. Borgren has not been playing in the outfield, but now comes back into hit. We'll see if he comes back into the game defensively or not. Either way, Lane Tech could use a strong bat right now, and that's what they're trying to get out of Ethan Borgren. As the 1-1, a little bit of movement there, tricks Borgren and gets in there for a strike. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field. As Borgren fouls off that inside pitch. There's been a couple of these inside pitches today for Lane Tech. We saw Jeffrey Kapp do something similar to that. Borgren do that. Just been late breaking balls from Beardman. And Lane Tech has not been able to decide whether they're going to find the strike zone or not. It's led to some awkward swings of the bat. The 1-2 just misses a little bit too outside. A lucky take there for Borgren, and we'll move to a 2-2 count. And a called strike 3 down the zone. Firing up the fastball there is Beardman, and 1 away here down in the bottom of the 6th. Lane Tech down to 5 outs to try to make up this 1-run deficit. Louis Derishin coming to the plate. He's had the hottest bat so far today for the champions. 3 for 3, a pair of triples and a single. I would love to make it 4 for 4. First pitch in the dirt. The umpire having a couple of words there with Derishin. I think that pitch still counted, so we'll go to 1-0. Apologies, folks. Our score bug is not updated here. We'll update that quickly right now. Got frozen on the 10-9 score, but it is in fact an 11-10 lead for Warren over Lane Tech here in the 6th inning of play. Derishin on deck after him will be Jack Tsur. In the hole, Jeffrey Kapp, as a big swing and a miss here from Derishin. We know he's a power hitter. Love to tie this one up with one swing of the bat, but that one just misses his bat by a couple of inches. 2-1, lucky take there outside. Very hard to tell with the strike zone today on those outside pitches, especially from our point of view, looking straight on from the press box. As this one will go past the catcher Hall, and Lane Tech has the tying run in on base at least, not in scoring position just quite yet. But nice eye there by Louis Derishin, who reaches for the 4th time today. We mentioned last year he hit I have the number here somewhere. We'll find that up quickly. He hits 380 last year. He's on track to possibly be able to do better than that right now. He's reached all 4 times, 3 for 3 now, and a guy who's been 1 for 2 but has reached twice, Jack Tsur, coming to the plate. The lefty bat will watch a first pitch go far outside for a ball. You'd love if Derishin's able to get to second here, because if he is and Jack Tsur does one of his usual hits into right field, then Derishin more likely to be able to score because Jack Tsur hits so much to that right-hand side of the field. So we'll see if there's a chance for Derishin to steal second. Lane's not been too hesitant on the base pass today, even with such a strong catcher like Hall behind home plate. As a 2-0 soft dribbler back to the pitcher, Beardman recovers it, throws to first in time, so the tying run in scoring position. But a very nice job there by Beardman. That was kind of an awkward slow roller by Jack Tsur. That's a play you even see major leaguers mess up occasionally, but Beardman handles it like a pro, and that will be our 2nd out of the inning. So Jeffrey Kapp, the pinch hitter, will come to the plate. Derishin at second base. His first pitch misses in the dirt. Kapp today 1 for 2. He's reached twice, once a fielder's choice single, once a regular single, and struck out once. As this one hammered down the third base line, almost got in the fair territory. That one swing of the bat would have evened this game out. But instead, we will move to a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 6th, 11-10. Warren with the lead over Lane Tech. 6:55 local time here in Roscoe Village, Chicago, nearing the actually, no, we've reached it. 2 hours and 31 minutes exactly. This game has been going on for. Game got started a little bit early. 4:24 first pitch. As this one gets away from gets away from Hall on the wild pitch to Cap. However, Darshan was not sure whether to go for second or not there. Go for third or not there. Decides to stay at second base. Probably a smart call there. This one hit again down the third base line, but will go a little bit foul again. So that's maybe the type of hit that Cap is imagining here. It's able to get over the head of the third baseman there, Jaquez. That would likely score the run from second base. But first he has to get it into foul territory. 2-2 the count on Cap. Zach Joshua, the catcher on deck, has some of his catcher gear on already. And this one a little bit too far to the right. A borderline call there, and we will move to a big full count here. 3-2, 2 away, bottom of the sixth. Warren trails Lane Tech by 1 here. The pitch. This one hit towards second, should be playable. The throw to first, Behrens gets it in time, and we will head to the seventh, a one-run ball game. Warren Township 11, Lane Tech 10. Don't go anywhere. We're in for a fun finish here from Cary Woodfield. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. We head to inning number 7 of play. Quite a first 6 innings of action. Lane Tech leads for the first 5 of them. Warren takes the lead in the top of the 6th, and the champions unable to take it back in the bottom half of inning number 6. So now they're going to be fighting from behind in 3 outs from now. But first, they are going to have to keep Warren from adding any insurance, and they're going to put Aiden Bozak up to the task, pitching in his 3rd inning this season. Had a nice 6th inning of work here. Strikeouts. A walk, strikeout, ground out, and then the inside the park home run from Sam Schmidt was able to end the inning on a fly out in foul territory. So other than that inside the park home run, a pretty good inning from Bozak. That one just was rocketed from Schmidt, but he's had such a good day. None of the Lane Tech pitchers, Sotelo, Katz, or Bozak have been able to stop him. 4 for 4 on the day for Sam Schmidt. So that's a difference maker right now. A go-ahead 2-run inside the park home run. As we head to the top of the 7th here at Cary Woodfield, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Jacob Gonzalez, Charlie Badgley, and Thomas Beardman, the pitcher for this squad. Due up. First pitch gets in there for a strike. We'll go to a 1-0 count. Lane has not scored in 3 innings after scoring 10 in the first 3. We were jokingly talking about them going for 20 runs after the 3rd inning, but the offensive output has just completely dropped off these last few innings of play, and of course it has coincided with the pitching of Thomas Beardman, who has come in and just completely shut down this Lane Tech offense. Lane Tech pitching hasn't been too bad as well. Just 3 innings given up. I believe just 3 runs given up from the relief pitchers. currently that's the difference. As this one fouled off, a nice curveball there from Bozak. Just a little bit of bat got on that ball from Gonzalez to keep this at bat alive. Gonzalez hasn't had a super loud day on offense, scoring just one run, but he's actually reached every single time. A pair of doubles and a walk for the right fielder. As the 1-2 finds its way into the mock dirt here at Kerrywood Field. Lane trying to avoid a 1-1 start for the second straight season. They won their season opener last year against St. Rita, fell in the second game to Niles West, and if the score holds, that will be the exact same story. A win against Niles West to start the year, and then a loss to this Warren team. Obviously, Lane Sack, still a lot of hope in this one. We will see if their offense is able to find the run support they need in the bottom half of this inning. But first, the 2-2. Bozak. Ooh, way close pitch there for Jacob Gonzalez. He fell on the ground, did like a Superman pose there, did not decide to take it for a free bag. Now we'll move to a full count here. Bozak was at a full count trying to end when that inside the park home run was hit. He's trying to end the inning, instead gave Warren their first lead of the day. So he's not had a lot of luck here on these full counts. We'll see if he can turn that around here. On deck, top the lineup, Charlie Badgley, Thomas Beardman, and then Adam Schills, as a walk is going to be called here. Bozak unable to finish off that at bat. Looks like there is some bullpen work right now for the champions. We're trying to avoid throwing 4 pitchers for the second straight game, but we'll see. Bozak's able to finish off the 7th, and of course, obviously, extra innings still very much a possibility here in the top of the 7th. Just 1 run separating these two squads who have been very good in IHSA play these last couple of years. Last year, a couple of rocky postseasons. As a bunt laid down, I think everyone's going to be safe. An excellent bunt there from Charlie Badgley, the center fielder. I'm not even sure if he caught Lane Tech off guard. He just hit that and was off to the races. No play at first base, and runners at first and second with no outs here in inning number 7 for the Warren Township Blue Devils. We're talking about kind of some uncharacteristic postseasons. Lane Tech lost the regional title for the first time in 3 years, losing to Glenbrook South in that regional final game, and then Warren Township was able to win their regional but lost in the sectional semis. Obviously, both these teams hoping to do better than that. Another bunt laid down. This time it'll go foul. That looks like keen on getting some bunts here is going to be the Blue Devils. Looks like we may have a pinch hitter into the game. I don't believe that's Beardman hitting it. It looks like a number. Oh, no, it is going to be Beardman. So he may very well be staying in for a 5th inning of relief. Don't see that often where a starter goes 2 innings and a relief pitcher goes 5, but that's what we might be on track for. Beardman now ready for the 0-1 count. Runners at first and second take their leads. The pitch, another bunt laid down. This one, another beautiful one. Joshua throws it to third, and everyone is safe. So quite the inning here offensively. Some unorthodox offense from the Blue Devils, and Joshua decided that third was going to be a safer bet there, but I do not think he saw how much of a lead was had there by Gonzalez at second base. And as a result, it is now Gonzalez at third, Badgley at second, and Beardman reaches. They do put a pinch runner in for him, but runner at first, bases loaded with no outs, as Warren looks to add on some insurance here in the top of inning number 7. Sun setting here in Chicago, Illinois. The lights in full effect here. Lighting the field here as a big cut leads to a strike one on Adam Schills. See if he comes in to pitch in this next inning or if he's going to stay at short all day. He's been playing with a blue hoodie on underneath all day long. Players have had many different ideas of how to stay warm. You can see if almost every single batter, they have some different accessory to try to stay warm through this weather. And Lane Zach got here at 2:45. These players have been out in the cold for 4 hours and 21 minutes now. So the body's definitely cold for this one, but they're hoping they're going to have a little more offensive output in the bottom of this inning. Warren got here about 30 minutes later. They've been out in this cold for 3 hours and 45 minutes, but their bats are still hot. This one laced in the right field. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and Warren has their largest lead of the day at 3 runs. A big-time hit from Adam Schills laces it into right field, and Gonzalez and Badgley both come home to score. And Warren may have just put the cherry on top of a sweet non-conference victory. Obviously, still more baseball to be played, but this would be a big-time win over a ranked Lane Tech squad for Warren Township. Coming to the plate is going to be the designated hitter, Cole Clark, who's had an up-and-down day at the plate. Pair of singles, a walk, and a strikeout. So he'll right now be 2 for 3 with a run. Not a horrible day at all for the designated hitter. It's the pinch runner for Boardman at third base. I didn't even see him get around 2 bags, but he went from second to third. He went from first to third, and Schills over there at first. It wasn't even a super big hit just because of where it was placed, and this is something we talked about earlier. When you have the runner at second and a lefty up to bat, if you can get a hit into right field, it's usually able to score any runner from second and obviously any runner from third. As time's going to be called here by Clark. Top of the 7th inning here from Kerry Woodfield, 13-10. Warren with the lead over Lane Tech. So try for a pickoff there and will not get it down in time. He's been trying those pickoffs all day long, but have not had any luck in finishing them yet. On deck, it's going to be Adam Behrens. Still no outs in this inning number 7. Another blunt is laid down, and this one hits him in the back. So it's going to be a run stolen, or no, are they saying back to third? I think they are. So the ball was called dead, so the runner's not going to be able to score. We did get a look at that number, so it's going to be number 4, KT Brown, the pinch runner right now at third base. Brown's forced to head back to third, but that is another free bag for the Blue Devils. As Clark advances to first base, Schills moves to second. See a couple of hit-by pitches here today, and the lefty Behrens comes to the plate. First pitch misses outside. Kudos to Behrens. I mean, you have a tough day on the mound, but he has stayed in this game and has made an impact at the field on first base. Struck out his last time up at a double once while batting. Just some perseverance out of the Arizona State commit here tonight. Once again, I mean, despite his impressive pitching, he did hit 362 last year. I'm actually not sure at the next level where he's going to be playing in the field, if he's going to be a pitcher or if he's going to be closer to a first baseman at the college level. As almost another ball hit here. Excuse me, as almost another batter hit here, but luckily for Behrens, he will step out of the way. Albert Jaquez on deck. Sam Schmidt with his hot bat in the hole, coming off his inside the park home run last inning. This one goes inside for a strike. We'll move to a 2-1 count. Lane with no one in the bullpen right now. Looks like they're going to keep their trust in Bozak. Bases loaded here in the top of the 7th. Already seen 2 runs come across the plate as this one bloops into the edge of the infield. 1 run will score. There might be a play at the plate. No, there will not. They're only going to send Brown to score, but that will extend the lead out to 4 runs now. And Warren Township just keeps on adding on here as Sean Freeman's going to walk to the mound, and looks like we're going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 7th. We'll take a quick break and be back in a second. You're watching Lane Sack Baseball here on the Lane Sack Athletics YouTube channel. Pitching change here in the top of the 7th inning after another run tacked on by the Blue Devils after a blooper into left field is hit by, I believe that was Adam Behrens there who got the hit. So Lane's going to head to the bullpen as Adam Kunzvitsky makes his season debut on the mound. Was not playing in the field after starting at shortstop to start off the game. Yes, that was Behrens who got the hit. Just making sure our scorecard was all updated. So it's going to be Behrens at first base, Cole Clark at second base, Adam Schills at third, and the pinch runner KT Brown came home safely to score to move this to a 14-10 lead. We've seen 3 runs come across the plate already here tonight for the Blue Devils. At the plate right now, Albert Jaquez trying to put this game out of reach. 14-10 the current score. Kunzvitsky on the mound. All the runners come home. That was going to be a hit and run, it looks like. That almost was executed perfectly. I thought they were going to try to steal home maybe there for a second. But instead, all the batters will head back to their bags after foul contact made here by Jaquez. 1 for 4 on the day for the third baseman. With a pair of ground outs to short, a strikeout, and a single his first time up, which led to a run. See Gonzalez, Badgley, and Brown all come across the plate to say the score. This curveball misses outside by Kunzvitsky. Really was not expecting to see Adam Kunzvitsky pitch here, at least this early on in the season. But the senior, listed as an infielder and a right-handed pitcher, will fulfill both of those 2 roles in the first 2 games of the season. So 2-1, just a little too far outside. And we'll move to a 3-1 count. One more ball will move this to, will bring a runner in to score. This one fouled off and we'll get to a full count. Very, very difficult situation to come into. I mean, your team already on a downward trend after leading the whole game, now with a 4-run deficit, and to come in with no outs in the final inning, bases loaded. Tough situation for Kunzvitsky. Apologies, that was a 2-2, just misses outside, and now we'll move to a full count. So Kunzvitsky almost gets the first out, but a couple of centimeters too far, either low or to the right. We'll try it again. Runners take their leads. This one just fouled off. 7:15 local time in Chicago. nearing the 3-hour mark of this game. Now we've seen the MLB games get longer, but both these two Lane Tech games so far have been decently long we'll see what the call was there. They thought, okay, the umpire never called referee, so the runners at first, second, and third were waiting to run, but it is going to be a walk coming in. The score is going to be Shills. Clark will move to second. Clark will move to third. Barons will move to second, and Albert Jaquez will safely go to first. And still no runs here in inning number 7. No outs here in inning number 7, as the Warren Township Blue Devils have taken a 15-10 lead here. It's the lone game here at Kerrywood Field tonight. Originally there was going to be practice, I believe, hereafter, but they canceled it, so it's the last thing that's going to be going on here at Kerrywood tonight. Nothing at Lane Stadium, nothing at DePaul Stadium. Last game going on here. And Warren looking in very good position to close out tonight with a victory, as Sam Schmidt is going to come to the plate. The hottest bat here today has hit a double, a single, and the inside the park home run. He's responsible for, he scored all 4 times, also got another RBI on that 6th inning inside the park home run. So a lot of stat padding here today from the first baseman, who we think moved into left field, as Barron's moved to first, as first pitch will go for a ball here. Now Kuzvitsky will find the strike zone. Walk, single, hit by pitch, single, and walk is the order these runners have reached here this inning for the Blue Devils. As this one hit towards short, Greco flips it to trap across the diamond, will not get there in time. So a single put out. Schmidt reaches on fielder's choice to continue his reaching every single time. This is the first time it won't be off of a hit, but they are going to get the first out of the inning. Jaquez out at second. Barons moves to third, and Clark adds another run to the total. So now a 16-10 lead. The largest lead we saw today was 6. And Warren can extend that here with a 7th run this inning. Excuse me, a 6th run this inning. Runners at first and third, 1 away, as first pitch gets in there for a strike to Jake Hall. Jake Hall, the 9th batter of this inning. This is the 3rd time today we have seen a team hit through the order. We saw Lane do it in the first inning, Warren do it in the second, as a bunt laid down straight up. Joshua can't get to it, though, and it will go for a strike 2. But as we were saying, Lane did it in the first, Warren did it in the second, and now Warren has done it at the most important time of the game in the 7th inning. We did not have a chance to look at the season high last year for Warren in runs scored, but maybe we'll try to look at that in the break between the top and bottom half of this inning, as this one will be fouled off by Hall to stay alive. Hall's had a nice day behind the plate. Not as nice of a day at the plate. Fly out to the catcher Joshua, a pair of strikeouts. But his first time up did get hit by a pitch and come around the score. So mixed bag there, as this one a little bit too far to the right. And freely taking second base it will be Schmidt. Joshua just decided not to throw down there to second. I'm not sure if Lane's thrown down, or maybe once or twice, but have not had a lot of plays at second and third on steal attempts. There's been plenty of steals today from both of these squads. We're going to move to a full count here. Lane trying to get a second out. Team's going to need some rally caps for this bottom of the 7th inning, as Warren takes a 16-10 lead. This one fouled off. Hall really battling here. Trying to stay alive, trying to keep his team going here. The Milwaukee area technical college commit. One of the top returning players for this squad that boasts 17 seniors. Talking with their coach, just so much leadership on this squad and so much resiliency, which we have seen today. That will be a backwards K for Kunzvitsky as first of the season, and now the batter that started this inning, Lane Tech will hope will end it. Jacob Gonzalez comes up to bat for the 5th time today, the 2nd time this 7th inning. Kunzvitsky veers in, and first pitch, down low for a ball. Still runners on the corners, that being Schmidt at, not on the corners, 2nd and 3rd. Schmidt at 2nd base and Behrens at 3rd base. It's a pair of balls. Start off this at bat for the lefty Gonzalez. As we mentioned, he walked to start off this inning, came around the score. He's been one of 5 runs that have scored this inning for Warren. Then they have taken an 11-10 ball game into a 16-10 ball game. This one a little too far outside as well. All 4 of the pitches this at bat from Kunzvitsky have been to the outside part of the plate. However, only one of them have actually crossed this plate for a strike, and this will be a 5-ball walk. So Warren loads the bases again here in the top of the 7th inning. Gonzalez reaches for the 2nd time in the 7th. And Charlie Badgley, who singled his first time up, will come to the plate. Trying to add to this lead. I mean, imagine this is enough insurance already. This one hit towards Greco, fumbles it. The throw across the diamonds, not going to be in time. Another run will score, and the lead up to 17-10 for Warren. We're looking closer to a football score than we are to a baseball score right now. Warren with a pair of touchdowns and a field goal, and Lane Tech with a field goal and a touchdown here today, 17-10. Warren with the lead over Lane Tech. Almost football weather here as well, as this one hit through the 3rd base gap. 1 run will score, fumbled in left field. 2 runs will score, and this will be a double. Thomas Beardman continues his all-around day with a double, and that's going to score 2 more here. Yes, both Schmidt's going to come in to score, and Gonzalez is going to come in to score, and this is now going to be a 19-10 ball game. Freeman comes out to the mound to have a word with Kunzvitsky. I'm not sure if they're going to attempt to put another pitcher in. I don't think they are. They don't want to waste any more arms in this one, but that is now 8 runs that have been scored here this inning by Warren, the most in an inning. We said earlier how rare 6-inning runs are in high school baseball. Even rarer is a 8-inning run, but that has happened. Gonzalez has scored twice this inning as first pitch misses outside to lefty Adam Schills. Singled earlier this inning, came around the score. We've seen runs this inning from Schmidt, Behrens, Clark, Schills, Boardman, Badgley, and a pair from Gonzalez as this one misses it. Oh, gets the outside part of the plate for a strike. Not the best start of the season pitching for Kunzvitsky. Also seen some struggles around the infield today for Lane Tech. Some errors that they're going to definitely want to clean up for the rest of this season. I mean, early in the season, you often see the starting lineup switching for this Lane Tech team. We've seen it the last 2-3 years, but still just a lot of question marks how to balance both the defense that's needed as well as the offense is needed, and they're going to need to answer those quicks. A 4-game week next week for the champions. They play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 3 of those at home. That's a nice curveball there from Kunzvitsky. lifted into the sky from Shills, but they will head foul for a strike. 2-2, 2 away. Runners on 2 of the bases, second and third here in the top of the 7th. 7:25 local time. We've hit the 3-hour mark of tonight's matchup as this one hit towards left center, and that will drop. Get past Pelican there and left. 2 runs easily score, and that's a stand-up double for Adam Shills. 21-10 now the score. An 11-run lead for Warren. A 10-run 7th inning. And they've scored the same amount of runs Lane Tech did in the first 6 innings. Warren has scored in this 7th inning alone. Quite the 10th here. And it just continues to ask the question, this middle relief for Lane Tech this year. We've seen Sotelo pitch very well, but I mean, it's going to be a lot of question marks for Lane Tech after this one, as first pitch gets in there for a strike. Konvitsky trying to get out of this inning. 2 away. They've sent 13 batters to the Warren has sent 13 batters to the plate this inning. This is currently at the plate Clark. This is his 6th time batting today. As this one gets in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Angster Joyous, Alex Burstein on the call here from Kerrywood Field. Dark skies now in Chicago. The lights illuminating the field here at Kerrywood Field. Couple of fans still holding on this chilly night in Chicago, as Lane Tech's going to drop to 1-1 on the season most likely. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Cole Clark, but Warren Township puts 10 runs across the plate here in the top of the 7th, and it's going to have to be a major rally for the champions. They trail 21-10 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Well, we've played through a very long 39 outs of action, and we just have 3 more to go here as Warren takes a 21-10 lead into the bottom of the 7th after plating 10 in the top half of this frame. Thomas Beardman will look to close out the win here. 5 innings of relief for her heading into this inning, and if he's able to close it out, 5 innings of relief for the right-hander, who's just been excellent here today and looks to start off his season 1-0. Warren looking to start off their season 1-0. And unless Lane Tech can find some way to score 11 and send this to extras, or 12 and win on a walk-off, that is exactly the tale that's going to be told. Zach Joshua will come to the plate to start off this inning. Teo Greco in the 2-hole. Jack Pelican in the 3-hole. And then top the lineup if Lane Tech is able to get to that point. Joshua will lead things off for us. 2 for 3 for him today. Started off today very well, a double and a triple, but did have a ground out his first time up as first pitch gets away from the catcher Hall. We'll go to a 1-0 count. Be interesting to see if Lane Tech uses a pinch hitter to try to extend this game out, get some extra offense going, or if they've more or less accepted their fate in this one. 2-0 the count as Beardman fires one inside. Joshua watches that one sail out of play. We'll go to 2-1. It's going to be one of the longer games in recent history. I can't remember calling a game longer than this one here at Kerrywood Field, and happens on one of the coldest nights of the season, which is definitely not ideal. Lane manager Sean Freeman coming to talk with the umpire for a quick second. Not sure why, but Shashua will head back to the batter's box, down in the count 2-1, trying to battle to start what would be a big rally here in the 7th. As we mentioned, Greco waiting on deck. He's had a nice day, 3 for 3, and a strike called on the outside part of the plate. Joshua not happy after that call. Had a quick word with the umpire, but umpire will disagree. The 2-2. This one smacked towards the Lane Sack dugout. Hit the fence there. Luckily, he didn't hit any of the players. Joshua's added a lot of power to his bat this offseason. You can see it. It's going to be a big part of the Lane Sack offense this season. And, I mean, by no means was this a bad game offensively for Lane Sack, as a called strike 3 is going to be, oh no, called strike 2 is going to be called. Could not tell which of the fans are not happy with that call, but they're going to call it a ball a little too far to the right, and we'll move to a 3-2. As we were saying, though, this has not been a bad day offensively for Lane Sack. I mean, 10 runs is very respectable, but they just have had some trouble keeping the other team from scoring any, as Beardman's going to flip it to first for a 1-3 putout. And Lane Sack down to their final 2 outs of the game. Teo Greco coming to home plate. Looks like Jack Pelican will go to the on-deck circle. And unless these two are able to work some magic, this could be the end of a long, disappointing night for the champions. First pitch gets in there for a strike. Beardman has just found it so many ways to pound the strike zone here tonight. A really good strike thrower. He has just quieted this Lane Sack offense. First pitch misses inside, and it wasn't really what we were expecting, because he came in and, I mean, he was pitching well, but he gave up 2 earned runs in his first inning back in the 3rd. 4th, held Lane Sack scoreless. 5th, held Lane Sack scoreless. 6th scoreless, as this one hit towards 3rd. Jaquez throws it across the diamond for out number 2. And looks as if 7th may hold them scoreless as well, as Lane Sack down to their final out of the game. Jack oh, this might be a pinch hitter, actually. Yes, it is going to be a pinch hitter. They're going to put Andrew Contreras into hit from the lefty batter's box. So they'll use a pinch hitter to try to keep this game alive. First pitch down low for a ball. 2 away here. Bottom of the 7th inning. 21-10. Warren with the lead over Lane Sack. As a big swing and a miss there from Contreras on the 1-1. Contreras, an outfielder for this team. There's a chance he came in. We didn't see him in one of the outfield spots, but he'll be battling for some innings this year if he can get his bat hot, as this one hits the outside part of the plate. Beardman and Warren, 1 strike away from a win here on opening night for the Blue Devils. This one misses a little far outside and down low. We'll try the 2-2 again. And this one swung on and missed. A 10-run 7th inning wasn't even needed, as Warren gets a 21-10 victory over the Lane Sack champions. Lane struck first with a technically Warren struck first, but the first big offensive showing was a 6-run first inning by the champions. They tacked on 2 more in the 2nd and 3rd inning, but Warren battles back, takes the lead in inning number 6, and close the door of a dominant 7th inning, both pitching-wise and hitting-wise, and a very good outing from Thomas Beardman. It was not even either of the D1 commits that were the stars today. Rough outings for Adam Behrens and Josh Katz, but Warren gets the contributions needed from their other players. Next for Lane Sack, a non-conference matchup on Monday against De La Salle. That's on the road, 4:30 first pitch. We're not sure if we'll have the call for that yet or not. If not, it should be streaming on Game Changer. Stay tuned to socials for updates on that. But disappointing loss for the 19th ranked champions, who fall to 1-1 the season, 1-1 on the season after tonight. Your final score from Carywood Field: it's the Warren Township Blue Devils 21, the Lane Tech champions 10. My name's Alex Burstein. Good night.